Welcome to the Hawks Nest live stream show. We got ourselves a football game today, and one of the better games of your NFL season for your Seahawks. At least one of the tougher matchups, one of the more intriguing matchups, one of the more measuring stick matchups that the Seahawks are going to get this year at home against this Buffalo Bills team. Woo! Good matchup on deck today. Let's see what we can do. See if we can stand tall against them. See if we can pull off what is an upset here. As the Bills are favored by 3 points in this particular football game. I hope everyone's having a great Sunday here. We got a little bit of an update here, guys, for you on the side of Inactives today. And that is one big surprising one above all, being DK Metcalf is surprise, sort of last minute announcement on that one. So DK is going to be inactive, was doubtful. I think we kind of thought this was the likely take they were going to go with it on this, being that, look, you can get him some of that extra rest. You definitely would love to have him, but it's better on these kind of injuries to not have them try to gut it out. Nehemiah Pritchett also inactive, maybe inactive in favor of Job. Did Joby get a? Yeah, I think Joby gets activation over him on this one. Travis Gibson, Sato Lamea, Cameron Young, Mike Morris, Miles Adams, all inactive. So maybe speaks to a little bit of some of the strength here of your defensive line, that some of these guys that have been playing a lot this year are not going to be active here today, that you feel a little bit better about the way things look versus, sometimes you just have your leftovers kind of being the inactives, as we've seen sometimes this year with some of the injuries and how deep the injury situation has been. So we'll see how this goes with this today, but Bills are not walking in this course 100% healthy either. They've got their inside linebackers are going to be down in this particular game. And hi, Pumpkin. You ready for the game? And so we've got some ways to attack them as well. And I think how we run the ball today is going to be a big determinant on if we can pull this win off or not. Let me see what's up to all y'all in here. We're just a couple minutes before the start of the game. Feed me more Seahawks. How you doing? Josh Sass says, go Birds, Josh. Kevin O'Connell, let's go, baby. Make it rain on them. Make it rain. And Josh, congrats on your Eagles, man. They got the dub today. Ricardo, hello. Lori, go Hawks. Hey, Mafe, give Allen the same treatment as you gave Cousins last week. Geno interceptions today, please. Geno interceptions. I like that. 12s be loud. Let's go, Seahawks. Give them all you got. Hey, give them all you got. I like that. Geno interceptions today. Let's go. Mark Abercorn, how you doing? Says hi, like and sub y'all. Yes, please do, folks. If you're not already, of course, subbed up, get subbed up. But also, if you could for me, hit that like button. Helps me out tremendously here as you're walking in the door. Hope you're doing well, Mark. Alpha is bad as blooms. Jones' hair is like a built-in Guardian cap. Boy, is it ever. He's got some volume on that thing. He's got volume. He's got thickness. He got true thickness. Monsoon, what channel is the game on? I'm not too sure. They'll have to help you out in the chat with that one. I'm watching off the YT on this one. Brian says, reporting from section 312. Stunning number of Bill fans here. Go Hawks. Yeah, unfortunately, we've had some ticket sellers in the house out there in Seattle. I don't know if it's the way tickets get active at a certain point and the Buffalo fans jump into it, but people have been mentioning that a little bit, and I can already see there's a good amount of blue in that stadium right now as they're showing it from the sidelines here. Let's go, Hawk fans, says AC Journey. We are going to need everyone's positive thoughts and energy for this one. Go Hawks. I agree. Let's get this one. It's going to take all we can on this. They're showing bowling on Fox instead of the game. I'm sorry about that, Monsoon. The NFL loves to make it a hide and seek game on how to actually find the football games. How you doing, Lou? Good to see you. Cameron Robinson, what up? Motive? Hello. Hope you're doing well. Jamarge Bread, how you doing? Sean Lee, what's up? Kevin O'Connell, James, hello. Good to see my people. Flagstaff in the house. Dazilla, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Dazilla. Let's go Hawks, man. David Hatcher, anything's possible. You better believe it, man. We can get this. We can still get this. Got to play a clean game. Clean game, cause some turnovers, run the ball well. Dictus Brandon spot on. K9 has to have a great running game, I think. Hope Bradford and Jarrell each score at least one pancake. We'll see if it is Jarrell and not Fant out there today. I wasn't sure on that part myself, but Jarrell accommodated himself well. And yeah, I do just come back to it. You've got them an ability to be susceptible in the running backs in a couple different places. Stopping the run is something they're not great at necessarily. And then catches to running backs out of the backfield. The swing routes, screen game. There's a couple different ways to maybe try to use your running backs in this game in that way. And it does look like Mike Terrell is going to get the start at right tackle for you. So the Seahawks will come out minus DK Metcalf in this game. They will start out on offense first after the kick through the back of the end zone. And here we go. Here we go. NG Worldwide, fellow Seattle creator and Seahawks fan. Well, thanks for checking out, NG. Appreciate you. Hope you're kicking ass on the content creation game. 2 tight end set to start things off for Seattle. Quick throw here, trying to hit Noah Fant on a rollout. Gregory Rousseau right there to knock the ball down. Well read by Gregory Rousseau. Grubb just trying to kind of find an easy completion there in the flat out to Fant, and the Bills were not buying the run there. Second down and 10. 3 wide receiver look here for the Seahawks. Bobo on the field. Play action pass. There you go. Gets down to Walker. Walker hit right after the catch. Dropped right there by Johnson. Nice play by him. It'll be only about a gain of 1. It's a little bit what I'm talking about, though, where you manufacture a little bit of touches out of the backfield at times, too. Third down and 9. Bill's showing a pressure look here. A lot of guys up around the line of scrimmage. They're bringing it. Seahawks seem to have it picked up. Ball knocked down again. Almost intercepted. Boy, 2 knockdowns there on Geno. And that ball was almost picked off after it got tipped. And that might have been Rousseau. Rousseau with 2 tips there on that first drive. He's long and big, so he can get up those arms there. And bring up 4th and 9 now. So Dixon out to punt for the Hawks. Dixon hit as he punted it. Boy, he just got that thing off, and he knocks it super deep. What a punt by Dixon. Great punt by Dixon there, considering he had somebody bearing right down upon him and somehow able to just get it off there. Nicely done. Oof. That was dangerous right there. Kayvon Wallace kind of allowed a little bit of that. Didn't quite get that block in with as much force as you'd like to see there. So Josh Allen's going to step right on the field here. Michael, I saw your dono there. 1 second for me, buddy. As they're not going to commercial here, thinks we're going right on to it. Josh Allen with probably the best start to his career here so far, which is saying something because he's had a good career. 12 touchdowns, no interceptions here to start this season off. He has been pretty nails. Ernest Jones out on the field for the Seahawks, starting for them at the mic. Two tight end look here for the Bills. Allen's going to change the play at the line of scrimmage. 3-4 look from the Seahawks to begin things. Play action pass. Josh is going to let it rip deep down the field. He's got a wide open man. 13, 14-yard gain down there to the tight end, Dawson Knox. Going right after Ernest Jones in coverage there right out the gate. First and 10. Man goes in motion here. 3 wide. Hand off to Cook. Cook bouncing his way around for 8-yard gain there. Josh Jobe, again, getting the start for the Seahawks out at outside corner. Tariq Woolen back on the field for your Seahawks. Michael Austin, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, what's up, Brando? Let's get a dub today. Let's get that dub today, Michael. Thank you for the donation and support, brother, as well as being a member of the channel. I really appreciate all of that. Let's get this dub. Let's find a way. 2nd and 2. 2 tight end look again here from the Bills. Countered with a 3-4 look from the Seahawks. Handoff, inside, room to run. 8-9 yard gain there for Ray Davis. We do have a flag on the play, though. And Seahawks indicating it's on the Bills. A little bit of a windy day there, looks like, in Seattle. Not super windy, but there's a breeze blowing. And, yep, Leonard Williams got held up around the shoulder pads. That's why Davis was able to get free. So 2nd and 12 now after the penalty. Four wide receiver look for the Bills. 4-man front from the Seahawks. They're going to show a blitz late here. Oh, they brought it late and they showed their hand. Allen got a chance to see it coming. Ugh, come on, guys. Catches out to Khalil Shakir. He'll make about a 6-yard gain out of the play there. Hawks had a chance to bring him down early after the catch there, but tackling. So 3rd down and short. Another 4-wide look here for the Bills. 3 to the far side of the field. Seahawks again showing a blitz here. They bring it. Allen sees it coming. Just a little early on where they're showing their hand on that. They're trying to time it just right at the snap there. And you can see Allen's just catching it just a second with some patience there before the snap, not trying to get the ball out that fast. And able to find Dalton Kincaid as tight end for a 1st down reception. 1st down and 10. 11 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. Good opening drive here from the Buffalo Bills. Still on their side of the football field at the 45-yard line. Another 3-wide look here for them. Play action pass, and we've got a false start on the Buffalo Bills. There we go. Already the 3rd penalty for the Bills here. 3 penalties, 24 yards. Hasn't slowed down this drive so far. Allen all the time in the world, and he's got the ball knocked free there by Boye Mafe. Let's go. Boye able to just swipe through an arm in there, and we've got another flag. See if the play stands or not. We're going to get legal contact on Devin Witherspoon, which will neutralize that play and give you an auto 1st down. We have a lot of penalty flags today, I have a feeling. 1st and 10. Bills back here still at the 45-yard line now. Bubble screen out to Khalil Shakir. He'll run this for about 8 or 9 yards. Second down and 1. Hand off here to Cook. Cook will get stood up in the hole nicely there and able to prevent him from getting the first down. Good job being stiff there by the defense. Ernest Jones in there. Brian Murphy as well. Hurry up here by the Bills. Running rough, little up tempo here on 3rd and 1. Maybe a Josh Allen dive here. Is this what this is going to be? Yeah. Josh will take it and move forward there, get the first down quite easily. Long opening drive here by the Bills. Two tight end look here now as they're on the Seattle side of the field at the 43-yard line. Oof. Seahawks try a blitz there on first down. We got another flag. Seahawks pointing it's on the Bills. Yeah, I mean the calls are legitimate right now. I'm not, even the Witherspoon one, you can see where it's going to be called, where the illegal contact's there. That one's a legit hold. There's been 2 legit holds on this drive from the Bills. 4th penalty for them for 34 yards. We got 1st and 20 now. Josh Allen's going to hand this ball off. Come on. God dang. Gained about 3 or 4 yards there. Tariq Woolen able to bring down James Cook. 7 minutes and 50 seconds going this first quarter. This drive just eating up this first quarter clock. Second and 15. Josh Allen drops back. Soft zone there by the Hawks. They'll give up about a 6-7 yard play. Definitely Allen's targeting Ernest Jones in coverage when he sees him down there right now. 3rd down and 10 here for the Bills now. Allen shotgun, 4 wide. Seahawks showing double-A gap mug pressure. They drop out of it. Allen looking, he's going to scramble. No, he's not. He's got a guy wide open. And we got another flag on the play, but a catch down the football field to Keon Coleman, about a 20-yard gain. Let's see where the flag's at here. Holding on the Seahawks. So that'll be declined, 1st down. Job got picked there by his own player and ended up knocking into him. I don't know how he got the call. They just dirty play there. Bills all the way down the field now to the 16-yard line. Almost 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Hand off inside to Cook. Cook with a nice run. He's going to bounce around and get 11 yards. First and goal for the Bills. They're 7th in the NFL in red zone offense this year. Try to hit a fade route on Tariq Woolen. Woolen says, no, that ain't going to work. 2nd down and goal. Nice defense by Tariq Woolen there. $5:37 to go in the first quarter. Bills on the 5-yard line. Seahawks territory threatening. They're going 5 wide, empty look here for Allen. You got to watch him run the ball here, yeah. Just what he'll try to do is good job there by Ernest Jones. Submarining up under him there to get him down to the ground. So bring up 3rd down and goal now. This drive just feels like it's been all day they've been out here on this one. Holy crap. What a long drive. Six rushes, 7 passes, 13 play drive here. Here's your 14th play of the drive now. Goal line look, 1 wide receiver for they're going to go fade again. And Tariq Woolen gets beat on the fade on Keon Coleman. Tariq was like not expecting that to be the throw that they were going to go to him on, I think. He caught off guard almost. Yeah, he didn't turn around there. I don't know what's going on there, why he wouldn't turn around on that play and think that that's what's coming. Boy, that's the type of play I would not expect to be able to throw on Tariq Woolen, man. Boy, what a crappy drive that was. 14 play drive, touchdown Bills. I don't know how he doesn't think that that's what's coming there on that play. I'll be back in a sec, folks. Some of the early games, let you guys know on that. We got the Eagles able to take down the Bengals 37-17. Texans handled the Colts 23-20 in a tight game. Packers were able to edge out the Jaguars at 30-27. The Falcons were able to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-26. In this one, Jesus. Ravens fall to the Browns in the biggest shocker of the early morning games. Browns led by Jameis Winston, able to get the win on that one. Let's get the box score up here for you guys on this game. Okay, we'll go back into the end zone here for Geno Smith and company to come back out. Geno and shotgun, 4-man front here from the Bills. They're thinking a run's coming, and a run's coming. Every time we go to the run, I swear to God, the defense knows it's coming, and I can watch 5 defenders taking 3 steps towards the line of scrimmage because they know the run's going to come. We are doing something to indicate something to these defenses when it's a run play. So you can just feel them keying on exactly right where the spot's going to go, where the run play's headed. There's got to be a way to disguise this better when you're that keyed in, or go to the play action then if they're that sure of a run play. Loss of 2 yards. Let's go to Walker again here. He'll gain about 5 up the field. Blitz look from the Bills here on 3rd down and 8. A lot of guys around the line of scrimmage here. Double A gap, mug pressure. They look like they're coming. No, they're dropping out of it. Geno has got some time to survey there. Almost throws a pick there as that ball's knocked down for 4th down. Pretty oh boy. It's going to be very hard to be in 3rd and 8s and 3rd and 9s in this game today. You got to find a way to get to 3rd and shorts with you're not got DK to push up the field here. I don't know if you have the receivers between JSN and Tyler is going to get the separation out there on 3rd and super longs. Driving kick by Dixon. Nice punt by him. Will be returned up to 11-yard line. Very good job there. The Bills will take over on their second drive. Couple nice punts here by Dixon. Grubb can get, for a guy that's so varied as he is offensively, he can get so boring through swaths of games where there's a lack of motion, there's a lack of creativity. I mean, defenses are keying in on what you're doing. It's kind of supposed to be the opposite of what we're supposed to be getting in Grubb at some at points in times, especially that run game stuff. He hasn't been bad with it, just boy, when he's off with it, it's just completely, it's hot and cold. He must hate Laviska Shenault. Grubb must have been like, you guys forced that one on me. Because he's had through 7 games no plan of attack to use that guy. You gave him a guaranteed $1 million deal. You got nobody else in the offense that can be used like he can be used. You have at times offense struggling to find footing. Here's a manufacturer guy. I think the one touch you've given him, he's gotten 20 yards on the season. You're down DK Metcalf in this game. I hope we got a little more imagination on our offense here today than what we're seeing through the first 2 drives, because that's not going to get it done against the Bills. We can talk whatever about the defense and stopping Allen, but offensively, you can't be that imaginative on 2 drives. And this is what he does, is he'll just sort of punt drives away. It's almost like he's probing and trying to do investigation on what the defense is doing. And you sort of kick drives away in the process of doing that. First down and 10 for Allen and the Bills from the 12-yard line. Play action pass. He's looking deep. He's going to come back short to Cook, who's got some space to work with here. He'll get down to the 12-yard line. Snail, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, Grubb needs to go. The NFL isn't for him. Well, it'll remain to be seen. He's gotten a lot of talent on this offense to work with this year, and I don't know that he's fully maximized up until this point. And look, there's growing pains, and I'm not trying to draw any conclusions on him, but yeah, you would like to see him get a little bit more out of this offense at times, especially from a consistency front and moving the chains front. That's supposed to be a big part and parcel of what you get with this offense, is a lot more consistency, a lot more of the third down and shorts. Allen's going to complete this ball on first down for 3 yards. This will bring up 2nd and 7. 2:27 to go in the first quarter. Thank you for the donation, Snail. 125 total yards for the Bills here so far to Seattle's 3. 2nd down and 7. Hand off to Cook. Cook bounces it outside. He's got room to work with. He'll get about 8 yards on the play for a first down. This looks very reminiscent of the 3-game stretch that we had against the Giants and the Lions and the 49ers, where you just get the feeling that offensively they can do whatever they want to do. That there's really there's not much defensively you can do to stop them on it. If they want to run, they're going to get 7 yards. If they want to pass, they're going to get 10 yards. 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line for the Bills. 2 tight end look here. Play action pass. Allen looking deep. Got a little bit of pressure bearing down on him. That ball will be overthrown. Trying to target Dalton Kincaid down the sideline. Well covered down there. Slightly overthrown. Second down and 10. 3 wide look here. We got a false start on the Bills. Deion Dawkins got that feet going a little early. He's a big boy over there at left tackle. Second and 15. Already the 5th penalty for the Bills. It's not slowing them down so far here. Dropping back to throw was Allen. He's going to look down the field, and he's going to let it rip there, and almost able to get it into Coleman there, who looked like he had a step for a moment out there, just a little bit of past his grip of being able to reel that one in from Allen. It looked like Coleman might have had kind of a... Boy, it was just outside of the stretch of his hands there. And 3rd down and 15. Come on, defense. 5-man pressure look. They're bringing a blitz look now. They drop out of it, bring it from the other side. Josh Allen's going to hit the bubble screen, and that's going to bring them just a little bit short of the first down marker. Good stop by the Seahawks defense. See what the Bills do here, though. They came really close on the first down here. They may go for it with 4th and 2. No, they're going to bring Allen off the field, thinking about it for a moment. So good job by the defense on the stand there. Almost a nice counter by the Bills. They seem to have caught Seattle blitz in there and almost went to that bubble screen. We saw it with the Rams and the Vikings on Thursday night. When you can go to that at times and go to that blitz stuff, if they've got the counter to the bubble and they catch you right, they can go get that 15 yards they needed there on the third down. But good job by the defense of rallying up and making the tackle there before he could get the first, or at least get close enough to even go for it on fourth down. I think that's 4th and 1 there. And this ball is going to roll all the way down to the 7-yard line there. D. Williams, boy. Ah, D. All right, so 18 seconds left to go in this first quarter. They're really going to go to a commercial break with 18 seconds to go. God, the NFL. Jesus. So we're about 35 minutes of commercials now, collectively, for 18 seconds of gameplay. Nocturnal Recluse, thank you for subscribing to the channel, Nocturnal. Folks, if you haven't already today, please do hit that like button and join Nocturnal and subscribing up to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, Matt off. Penalties are kind of saving the game right now for us a bit. Definitely, that's the only thing holding the Bills' offense back, maybe. Snail, thank you for the $2 donation. B, do we think Geno throwing for 5K is good? Well, I mean, it just depends on how you're asking that question, I guess. You got to be more specific in sort of what you mean by that. Is it a good from Geno's perspective that he gets to 5,000 yards? Yeah, that's an amazing accomplishment for a quarterback to get to 5,000 yards, and it's no small thing, and it shouldn't be overlooked. Is it the ideal in how you want your offense to run that he ends up with 5,000 yards? No. But that's where it's got to be a bit of the difference on, is it a good thing? Is it a good thing? Yes, as far as Geno, but maybe as far as the team, it's not the ideal to it. It doesn't mean it has to be bad for the team either. It is what you probably do best when it's all said and done. But I think to the point of what you're talking about in your question, finding more balance from this team and finding some more consistency in the ground game, as we've seen what tends to be with the running attack, and this was a little different last week, which was nice, is that it tends to be something that takes 2.5 quarters to get going. And it does get going at that point, but through those 2.5 quarters, now it becomes all about passing, and that you're only going to get anything done by what you do by throwing the football, basically. 1st and 10 here for Geno. Shadow of his own end zone. He's going to look to try to throw this just over the top. Bobo not open after on the out route there. And there's a right there feeling of what you can get from a DK Metcalf to a Bobo. All right, people in my chat going, yeah, we'll move on from DK and go to Bobo. Like, that's an out route there where DK is going to get that out route, and he's going to get out and he's going to create some separation there. And that's where Geno looks over and he sees Bobo's created no separation on the out route there. Definitely missing a little bit of DK's presence in this game right out the gate too, I think. So it's not good necessarily, Snail. I wouldn't say it's your ideal that you have a QB phone for that. It doesn't have to be the worst thing either. We've got an eligible man downfield. Is that what it was on the offense? First down, replay first down here. So it's a bit of both. Not to try to hedge my bets with you on that answer, but I would just say it's a bit of both. So trouble territory now for the Hawks. They're at the 4-yard line. This has been a bad spot for them on the football field with Geno here this year. 1st and 14. Geno dropping back to throw. He's going to let this rip out to Tyler Lockett. Makes a nice catch. Gain about 8 yards there on first down, and that will be probably the last play of this first quarter. So I will say too, Snail, if you have a quarterback throwing for 5K and the defense is actually holding up its end of the bargain, that's where it's hard to kind of get that to a simplified place of, is this just good or is this just bad? It depends. Depends on the circumstances. You got a defense playing like crap, it's, you know, but if defense is playing great and you throw for 5,000 yards, well, you're probably being pretty prodigious. Randall McDaniel, thank you for the $20 donation. I appreciate you for that, Randall. Very, very kind of you. I knew something was off. Realized I hadn't hollered at the Hawks Nest. Let's get the run game going. Need some easy play calls for Geno to get in rhythm. Agreed there, man. And you got to take care of now, Randall. We checked the box. We got it handled on this one. That's what was required on this. So let's go. And yeah, some easy play calls in there for Geno. They tried a little bit out the gate with that rollout just to start even the game, and just a great play by Rousseau there to knock the ball down and not take the bait on the running play. It's a little bit of what I talk about on the teams, and the defenses just seem to have indicators of when we're running and when we're not running. Like that play's the first play out of the game. Why is he jumping on the pass so knowledgeably there rather than, taking no moment to even try to play the run there? But some easier stuff in there would be nicer for Geno. We got to Randall get into more of those 3rd and 3, 4s, 5s. Can't be in this 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. That's just tough territory for us right now. You can see it, and I think we're going to have a hard time converting those. But let's see if we can start to get this on. There's plenty of time left in this game. Down only 7-0 here. So we got time. We just got to start finding some footing here offensively. And let's just get some first downs, build those first downs, keep it rolling. You know what I mean? Keep it rolling. Get Geno into rhythm, like you say. And thank you, man. I appreciate that $20 donation. Hope you're having a great night out there. Great day out there in Central WA. David, thank you for the $5 donation. We get to see a game without DK. I was never supportive of the trade talk anyway. Well, and this is the part I always love about these type of voracious arguments and conversations and debates that exist in the Seahawks fandom, because you will have these people that will be very loud and very, boisterous in having a particular position on a player or the team or a coach or something that needs to happen. And they will fight, to their mortal coil is shuffled off that they believe in this thing. And I'll touch on this in a sec here, David. 2nd and 5 for the Seahawks after the catch to Tyler, coming back now to the start of the second quarter. They're going to go with a 2 tight end look here. Geno dropping back to throw. He's looking. He's going to come back and hit Jackson Smith and Jigba for a first down. Nice job by Geno going through his reads before settling back down. Very nice pocket there by the Seahawks. They gave him some time there on the play. First down, Geno's going to run a little up-tempo here now. Why are they holding them up? We didn't make a change of 1st and 10 here. Handoff into Walker. Walker's going to bounce this outside, and nowhere to go for Walker really there, about a yard gain. Bear with me, David, on this one. I'm going to just I want to get through the play-by-play here. I'll catch right back up to you on that other one, though. Second down and 9. 2-man backfield here for Geno. Laviska to his left, Walker to his right. Laviska is going to go in motion here. Come back to Walker on the screen play. Nice little play there, Walker. Like that manufactured touch to Walker there. Tough sledding, run the ball. Give him a nice little screen play there. That was inventive one, too. That's that creativity that I'm hoping to see more from Grubb there on that play. A little misdirection. Go this way, come back that way. 3rd down and 4 now. Geno and shotgun. We got 4 wide here. Seahawks sensing a little bit of a blitz. They're going to change the protections up here, I think, for the blitz they're expecting to come through. Or just, not the blitz, but I don't think that's what they're doing. Laviska Shenault with the catch there. We're going to have a penalty marker go down, probably holding on the offensive line on this play. At least that's where the flag is at. A lot of discussion here by the officials on the flag trying to figure out what's going on. They're going to wipe the flag off. Let's go. First down. All right. I like this. Just get the ball in Laviska. Keep looking for him a little bit here, Geno. Keep looking for him. First down. Couple first downs now. Seahawks moving a little bit here with this ball. Geno back in shotgun. 13 minutes here to go in the second quarter. Walker goes in motion. Play action pass. Geno whips it down. Finds Bobo there. Bobo worms his way forward for an extra yard after he fell down to catch the ball. First down. There we go. Randall talking about getting Geno in rhythm here. We got a little bit of rhythm now going with him. Nicely done there. Again, nice play call by Grubb, too. Love that play call. A little bit of inventiveness, a little bit of moving things around a bit here. Giving the Bills some eye candy. First and 10. Shotgun look here for Geno. Just flip it out to Walker there. There we go. Walker, nice cut in the open field. Walker up the football field, still on his feet. 20-yard gain for Walker after the catch. Good job by Geno just to be aware of Walker out there as the pressure was bearing down on him. And he reacted very smartly at the last second to flip it out to Walker. Great decision-making there by Geno Smith. And Walker did a great job in the open field of breaking a tackle to turn this from a 5-yard gain to a 20. Geno getting the ball out just at the right time there. Had eyes in the back of his head. Feeling that pressure on the backside. First and 10. Geno, pistol look now on the Bills side of the field. 31-yard line. Laviska Shenault goes in motion. Play action pass. Geno dropping back to throw here. A.J. Barner with the catch. 13-yard gain down the field. Nicely done. Grubb finding a really good rhythm here where you're just getting guys going to one direction. The Bills are buying into that one direction, coming back to the second one. And the rain's starting to fall now here in Seattle. First down and 10 now from the 18-yard line. Bills jump off sides. Geno wanted the free play. Geno wanted the free play so bad, then the officials blew it dead. Offsides on the Bills. Geno almost got himself a free play there. Love the hard count from Geno. First and 5. 4 wide. All to one side of the field here. 5 wide in total with an empty look. Geno throws it underneath to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And Jigba gets up the field nicely on the bubble screen for down to the 2-3 yard line. First down Seahawks. Grubb has just been as tough as it was the play calling through the first 2 drives and maybe just probing. He has been on it in this play calling. Seahawks are going to run a little bit of up-tempo now. First down and goal. Handoff into Walker. Walker stumbles a little bit with the wet turf there. Tries to cut it back inside, and he'll be stuffed right there. Second and goal. This is just what the defense needed too. Some time off the football field and even out a little bit of this time of possession in this football game. 10-play, 92-yard drive here for your Seattle Seahawks. Geno and pistol. 1 wide receiver here now. Super heavy formational look. Oh, that ball is over the top of Geno's head. Walker picks it up. Walker's going to try to get this up the field, and oh my goodness. Connor Williams snapped that ball straight over the top of Geno's head. Walker was able to pick it up and turn it back around after it dropped back about 20 yards back. Get maybe 5 yards of it back of the negative, but this is going to make this third and goal nearly impossible to complete for your Seahawks after that snap. Holy shizen. That thing flew right over the top. Yeah. Third down and goal. False start by the Seahawks. 5-yard play, delay of game is what they're going to call it on that one. So we're going to get a 3rd down and goal from the 27-yard line of the Seahawks here. Might just hand this off to Charbonnet and call it a day if you're grubby. Same kind of thing. Bubble screen out to Jackson Smith. He'll get himself 5 yards down to the 20 to make this a little bit of an easier field goal for Jason Myers. But lost opportunity there for the Hawks. They were really knocking on the door there down around the goal line, and just a bad snap there by Connor Williams. Rainy day. It'll cause these kind of situations to happen, I suppose. Myers comes out. He's 11 of 14 this year on field goal attempts. He'll have a 38-yarder here to try to knock this one up. The snap, the hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. So Seahawks get back a little bit into this game, 7-3 on a nicely constructed drive, albeit ending a little bit tough at the end there. David, I want to get back to your donation. I thank you for that donation, but I also just want to touch upon again that, you know, the thing we can all have is our beliefs in things and strong beliefs in things and all of that. You know, if you see this offense and you see that there's a wild difference and you're in that, I want to move DK thing, but you see an offense like today that's in a different state that looks much different in his capabilities with him out there. Those type of things should move a person off that spot, right? And yet, what you would hear from that, David, you would hear people then, as I do my post-game discussion and all of that, you know, or as you look in the comments and below my videos, where there's so many thorough comments there for any time there's any small or major infraction committed by DK, they will be just as loud as to say, see, this is why he's got to be traded. See, this is why he's got to be traded. See, this is why he's got. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. And then you get a game like this, and if it shows them in the light of, wow, you really miss DK's impact. Wow, you really can see what it's like when he's not out there and the wild difference between the two. And they'll just go quiet and they won't say anything on those kind of days, you know? And it's that confirmation bias thing on sometimes the debates I get in with some of these folks where they kind of wonder, like, why don't you want to just get more into this debate and talk about this item over again? Because you're not being intellectually honest. You got a bias to the situation, and it shows so thoroughly because you won't be consistent on, you know, your points on one way or the other. You only want to show up when your points, you know, proven correct. It's like the anti-Geno folks, you know, they're quiet through week 1, quiet through week 2, quiet through week 4, quiet through week 5. You know, you get all the way to the Niners game and now they come out in force. And it's like, I'm so over with those people on that attitude of things. Because you're just being kind of a liar a little bit. I understand you have a big dog in the fight of I don't like Geno or I don't like DK, but like you're not being intellectually honest with people, and you're presenting it sort of in these chats and stuff like you are, which it's not. But this is why you're seeing a little bit in this game, and why I'm a big believer, David, in the fact that he needs to remain a Seattle Seahawk. He needs to be signed to a contract extension, and the people that continually can't stop obsessing over the thought of wanting to move him need to shut the hell up. And recognize you got a great football player and there's other problems on this team that we can deal with and make a better team at the end of it. Trying to build the greatest team. That's what we're trying to do. Not trying to have, you got a little player you don't like because he does this thing I don't like in this way and it makes me mad. It just make me mad. Number 3 overall in the NFL in receiving yards. Yeah, but I just want to move him. He's having the best start to a receiver's career in Seahawks history. Yeah, but I just don't, there's something about him. He just causes too many penalties. I ain't giving up those kind of players, David, you know, and you're not either. And I think the majority of the fan base feels that same way. Kick goes back by Jason Myers in the end zone, and the Bills will take it out at the 30-yard line. Thank you, though, David, for that $5. Sloby1, thank you for the $2 donation. Not going to lie, it's hard to be hopeful in this. If defensively you can't really stop much on this Bills offense, and they've done all right today. It's not been completely bad, but you know, if you're going to let them run and you're going to let them pass, and you've got nothing that you can really put your hat on as a means to slow them down even a little bit, it will be a tough day. It will be a tough day against this offense today. So we'll see what the defense can start to maybe draw up here a little bit. 8:14 to go here in the second quarter. Seahawks down 7-3. Bills taking over here from the 30-yard line. Got to look like 2 tight end look here. James Cook patiently waiting for the hole to open there. Doesn't quite fully open. Nice job of the Hawks to rally up on the ball there. Maybe 3-yard gain at the most. Thank you, Slopey1, for the $2 donation. Also a little bit of my feeling a bit too on some of the initial points of this game, just kind of as a general feeling here. There's plenty of time on this, of course. Plenty of time. But, you know, I feel your energy on that a little bit. 2nd down and 7. Josh Allen back in shotgun. Seahawks have a lot of guys up around the line of scrimmage. They're expecting this to be around there. They're bringing a blitz here with Witherspoon. Bills run a little bit of a delayed bubble screen thing there. Interesting kind of slow roll bubble screen play there. Witherspoon able to create a little bit of pressure there. They'll bring us down to a 3rd down. Phoebe Moore Seahawks, thank you for the $2 donation. It says, K9, prove Jake wrong, and you missed my donation. Oh, I'm sorry about that, my man. There it is. Sorry. Must have popped through there. It's hard sometimes on the live stuff with it when I'm doing the play-by-play. Sometimes they'll slip through there. That's my bad. I'll get it here in just a sec. 3rd down and 3 now. Bills, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Josh in shotgun. Seahawks, 4-man pressure look here. That ball's going to be picked off. Josh Jobe with the ball. Josh Jobe up the football field. Josh Jobe still on his feet. Down to the 4-yard line. Josh Jobe, let's go. No penalty markers. No penalty markers. And Josh Jobe, we saw last week how tight he was in coverage, jumping routes, almost had a pick 6 last week. And we might have ourselves a player here in Seattle in Josh Jobe. He was tight right there in coverage. Jumps the route in front of the receiver, runs the route better than the wide receiver essentially on the play. It's an in-cutting route, and he jumps inside of that, anticipating that route all the way on Allen. Wonderfully done by the Seattle Seahawks defense. Just what you needed. Just what you needed. 1st down and goal from the 8-yard line. Geno, pistol look formation here, 3 wide. Bills sensing something on the movement here. They'll go to Kenneth Walker. Walker will get a gain of about 2 yards or so there. 2nd down and goal. If you need 1 second on that dono too with it. It's been a fast-moving half here. We just not a lot of commercial breaks and a lot of long drives. So they're just going right bang, bang, bang. It's the first interception of the year for Josh Allen. And boy, was that a timely one there on 3rd down. 2nd down and goal. Seahawks on the 4.5-yard line here now. A lot of pre-snap motion by your Seattle Seahawks. Call timeout here, Geno. Geno's trying to get Tyler to move in motion there, and he's kind of going, why aren't you going to motion, buddy? Phoebe Moore Seahawks, thank you for another $2 donation. At least our defensive approach is different. I'm seeing some difference in this game. Yeah, I don't mind if you get beat up a little bit when you're bringing some blitzes and stuff to Allen. I don't mind them doing that in this game on it. I think standing back in the soft defense is going to be a bit harder with him. So I don't mind them dialing up a little bit of heat with him. I like it a little bit, and they've had some good counters. Bills, Brady, I think, has called a good game so far from the Bills' perspective on this one. He couldn't, that last throw was really more on Allen there, just trying to throw with anticipation than really seeing the guy open. All right, 2nd and goal after the timeout. Geno and shotgun. 2 tight ends here for your Seahawks. They're going to go back to Charbonnet. Charbonnet is going to roll over one guy, push forward past the 2nd there and get it down to the 1-yard line. Nice run by Charbonnet. Hard run by Charbonnet. And Seahawks are going to be down here on the goal. This will be an interesting place for McDonald. Is this 2-down territory here from about the 1.5-yard line or not? The rain is really starting to come down in Seattle now. I mean, you can see it, and it's always hard to see the rain on TV, but you can see and feel it there as it's coming down here. Geno under center now, 3rd down and goal. 2 tight end look here. He's going to go to Walker, and Walker's going to be stood up in the hole, not even close to getting home. Great stop by the Bills. What does McDonald do here? I feel like you got to go field goal here if you're McDonald, in my opinion. Take the points. Take the points. Seattle's going to try to go for it. The upshot here is if you don't get it, you at least put the Bills on a long field. I do more like taking the points here, though, myself. Kind of an I formation look. Seahawks are completely telegraphing this is going to be a run. Geno falls down. What a fucking Jesus Christ, dude. Hard. Why are you going for it? It's raining. Mike. Your offense hasn't looked that good, and you just totally telegraph you're going to run the ball. Like, they know there's no receiver running around on that play. You know it's a run. Wow. God dang it. Ray in the cut, thank you for the $10 donation. He says, INT, Josh Jobe. INT, man. He jumped it. Look, kids look great. Offense just completely, sold the defense out on that one, though. It's got to go for it on fourth down. Your offenses look so much like a humming, just well-tuned machine today, right, Mike? And then we're gonna call... Oh, God, dude. Golly. Oh, Slobby1, thank you for the $2 donation. This O-line drives me nuts, man. They're frustrating to watch. That's for sure. I thank you for the donation. I might have a hard time if I'm going to get this frustrated even reading the donations, you guys. I'm going to try on this. Thank you again, Ryan, for the $10 donation. Joshua, thank you for the $5 donation. That's the first completely stupid McDonald game management decision. I was screaming to kick the points. It's absolutely moronic of McDonald. Just effing stupid. Effing stupid. Absolutely an asinine decision there. Get points off of that interception. Don't walk away with no points off of the interception. Throw out here on the bubble screen. Ernest Jones with the tackle there. So we'll go for about a half a yard. We are family. Thank you for subscribing. Bills Prods, thank you for subscribing. David Haverstraw. Appreciate all of you guys for subscribing here to the channel today. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Second down and 9. Was that Connor Williams that stepped on Geno's foot after he launched the ball over the top of his head? Golly. Second down and 9 for Josh here. Play action pass. He wants to take a shot down the football field. He comes back here and finds Keymon Coleman. We've got a flag here on the play, though. Rain is coming down in buckets in Seattle here right now. They're going to call pass interference on the Bills. personal foul on the Bills as well. It's about 3 penalties on the Bills there. He's wiping 2 of them off, and then there's it's the crackback block there on Ernest Jones. Yeah, that'll get it. Can't do that anymore, Ray Davis. So that might neutralize the first down there for the Bills. Yeah, this will bring it back to 2nd and 13. Josh Allen, 12 of 16, 113 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception to start this game off here. 3:51 to go in the second quarter. Fast-moving first half. Bills in the shadow of their own end zone. Seahawks showing a 4-man front here. Josh will throw this down as a little quick throw here to Khalil Shakir. He'll get about 6-7 yards back. So bring up 3rd and about 4 or 5. Bills doing a good job of keeping themselves 3rd and 4 and 5. Josh Allen, smart decision there going underneath. Kind of able to anticipate Seattle with the second long like that, dropping back a little bit more into coverage on that side. God, I cannot believe that decision to McDonald there. I'm just like, ugh, I can't get over that thing. 3rd and 5. Ball's fumbled. Ball's fumbled right into the Bills' hands. Can the ball be fumbled forward? I thought the ball couldn't be fumbled forward. Oh, Jesus. This is why I want to take the points on this type of thing, is that with the more this rain falls, it's going to be harder to get the ball moving. It's going to be harder to find consistent drives, and this could get very low scoring really quick. 1st and 10 for the Bills. Oh, man. 20-yard run for Cook. Rodney Prescio, thank you for the $2 donation. He says, shit show. Let's go, D. We need O-line. We need to help the O. Oh, boy, do we ever. And that's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning here for the Bills. We'll have a first down, and they're moving. Joshua, again, back to you, man. The points there are what you got to take, in my opinion. You have to do it. You've got to take the points there. There are analytic decisions. There are 4th down, go for it, not go for it, that are tough calls. That should be a no-brainer in the moment. You had 3 opportunities to punch it in there for your offense from the 8-yard line. You couldn't get it done. Kind of an indicator there. You've had 4 offensive possessions. You've had 1 possession that you've done anything offensively. That doesn't mean you're consistently moving it. That doesn't mean that when you get down to a 4th down decision that you should feel like, hey, let's throw our big fat balls on the table and let it ride. That means that you take the points. Georgie, I'm not sure how the fumble's legal. I thought with that you can't forward progress the ball in a fumble, but I'm sure there's some. But if asterisk within the rule, within all of the rules in the NFL, where it's like, yeah, it's this way, but if that, but if this, but if that, but if this, but if this, if the rain's falling to the left on a breezy day where it's blowing from right to left, then it won't be actually then that you can do that there. Since it actually touched his foot and not just his hand, well, then it's not considered, whatever the reasoning is. I don't know. I thought that there was a whole game back with the Raiders back 20 years ago where the ball got pushed forward in that same way, and they were like, hey, we're going to do a new rule so that doesn't happen anymore. But I don't know. Who knows with these rules anymore? Lamario Hockey, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you for that. What a weird game so far, AB. A little weird, yeah. Frustrating. Ran the cut. Thank you for the $1 donation. I appreciate you for that. Joshua Carlisle confirms my thoughts on this with the $5 don't know. He says the fumble thing only applies on 4th down and scoring plays. And that's where I go, why? You know? If it's not good to progress, then I don't. That's the NFL for you with these rules, you know? If your fly's open and you walk to the left on this day, then it's not going to be that. If you walk to the right and you got yourself zipped up on another day, then it'll be that. You know, it's one of those, always with the rules in the NFL, there's like, yes, but if it's up with the hand with up here and the hand's tearing down, first down reception here, we'll go down to the Seahawks territory, 47-yard line. Nice catch and run by Shakir, who's having a good half. First down and 10. Allen starting to feel rolling here. Nice balance by the Bills. Another run here for Cook. He's going to take it for about a 5-yard gain. Thank you for the clarification on that, though, Joshua. I kind of figured it was something like that, where you're just like, really? Like, just consistently have it one-way set up, you know? What? I don't care. 2nd and 6, 1:13 to go here in the second quarter. Quick snap by Allen, all day in the pocket to sit back and assess. He's going to hit his man underneath Cook for a gain of just a couple. This will bring up 3rd down. Clock will be stopped with the Bills taking their first time out. Don Mata, thank you for the $20 donation. Don Mata, appreciate you for that, man. That is very kind of you, brother. Both Mike McDonald and Grubb are dumber than we all thought. Grubb is a liar, too, saying we need to get Ken Ball and doing the opposite. This is the lowest I've been on the coaching staff. Hopefully, it's the lowest. There's issues I can draw with both of these guys. That is for sure, Don. I mean, there is definitely some issues on both these guys I can draw. And you know, with McDonald, one of the reasons you got Leslie Frazier is to hopefully coach you around making kind of a boneheaded error like that go forward in that moment like that. You know, I mean, no matter, you take the points there, no matter what happens with this Bills team and they go down and score a touchdown here, at least you're still within one score here. They go get a touchdown, it's a 10-point game. The complexity and how that changes the game in that moment is just big deal. Big deal. And with Grubb, you get the ball from the 8. Second time in this game, you've had it from the 1st and goal. You know, those are the 3 play calls that you dial up. It's what I say, where it's like when he's hot, that 92, that 100-yard drive, guys are going in motion, misdirection this way, coming back that way. Then you get that drive where he's just like 3 straight runs, up the middle, up the middle, up the middle, up the middle, as though he thinks he's got the Washington Redskins Hogs unit up front there that's just going to pile drive guys off the ball when you're down there by the goal line, which you don't have, and you haven't had all this year. Like, where did that creativity just go off the back drive? Why just stop doing that then there on that? Why wouldn't you go back to what you were just doing? That's the part that I don't get with it, Don, do them on both with it, where they'll just suddenly kind of dive back to some sort of simplistic kind of nature of things on both sides of the ball with where they're going with it, as opposed to showing a little aggressiveness, showing some creativity at points. And it sometimes is just missing in there, Don. And not out on any of them by any measure. I think these both as they show where it's going good, and when they're kind of clicking in, they're engaging those items where you can feel what they can bring to the table. But gosh, it would be great, especially from Grubb's standpoint, if he can stay more into that pocket. You know, it should be pre-snap motion. It should be misdirection almost every other play. These are the things that should be commonplace. Let's get Laviska Shenault back included in this. You gave him 1 touch early on in this game. Work him back in. Why not him at the goal line? Why not him with a fly sweep? It's just boring-ass A-gap power runs down by the goal. Oh, they won't see that coming. What defense would ever think that would be what you're going to try to run at the goal line? 3rd down and 3 for the Buffalo Bills. 1:08 to go in this half. 2 timeouts for both teams. The Bills are going to set up here from the 36-yard line. Empty look for Josh Allen, 5 wide. He's going to go ahead and try to run this ball. He's going to run this ball for a first down. Bills will be able to eat all of the rest of the clock here this half, leaving your Seahawks offense no more time. First and 10 for the Seahawks. They're going to have to call a timeout. They can't get their defensive personnel on the field in time. So they'll pull their second time out of the half. Thank you, Don, for that big $20 donation. I appreciate you on that. Echo your thoughts on that as well. Adam, the Islands, and thank you for the $2 donation. They're holding Leo Williams like I'm M&F'er all game. They got one call on it earlier, Adam. It's probably that old thing where they're just like, we'll hold them all game, and they can't call it all game. Maybe we'll get a couple during it, but we'll get away with it at least here and there being able to do it. So I've been able to lock as much in on him at times on seeing what they're doing down there. But definitely the Bills' offense, a couple holds early in this game, was kind of setting the standard. Hey, we're going to play right on that line, I think. And you see those holes being legitimate where they're coming up outside the shoulder pads and truly trying to, push that line. Push that envelope, if you were. Thank you for the donation, though. First down and 10, 48 seconds to go in the second quarter. Josh Allen, tons of time in the pocket. He'll throw this down and dirt it. Bring up a second down and 10. Rain continues to pour heavily here in Lumen Field. Josh in shotgun. He'll be pulled down to the ground there. Nice job of collapsing by Maffa and Hall, but a gain of about 4 or 5 here. So bring up third down. Bills will probably call their second timeout here of the half. And that'll leave them with one more remaining. Third down and 6. Josh Allen in shotgun. 3 wide, 1 tight end. Single. Seahawks showing a blitz. Looks like we got a false start there by the Bills. Allen's going to throw this away. It looked like that was a false start on the Bills, not the Hawks. Hall and Jaron Reed are yelling at each other. Oh, my goodness. Derek Hall. So we got an illegal shift by the Bills, but we got also roughing the passer by Derek Hall. Doesn't that just give him the first down too, right? Because it overrides one penalty the other on it. Just overrides the one penalty the other. So they get the first, I think. Yeah, they get the first on that. Self-inflicted mistakes, man. Self-inflicted mistakes. Snaps over the head, stepping on your quarterback, hitting a quarterback late, and you're in a tight game like this. Self-inflicted mistakes can be the difference. Derek Hall over there, very emotional right now. Leslie Frazier pulling him aside. And boy, him and Jaron Reed right up in each other's face right now. Boy, that's not good. Eesh. First and 10. Josh Allen dropping back to throw here. He's got all day to look around. Comes back, throws it away. 2nd down and 10. Josh Allen dropping back to throw. He'll find his man for a touchdown. Boy, I'm going to need a second at halftime, folks. I'm going to tell you that right now. Oh. I'm going to have a hard time having much to say here on the stream here, you guys. I'll give you guys play-by-play, but I got to be honest with you, I'm not really all that interested in doing much breaking down for you guys on stuff. So if you're looking for me to give you a scintillating breakdown on plays, look, I'm a fan like you guys are on this, and there's times where my frustrations get the better of me as well. So, I don't mind losing to teams. I hate looking at my team and seeing stupidity and that you lose by being dumb. And boy, there's a lot of times this year in these 3 losses, which may become a 4th loss for us, where you go, boy, you can see across the board stupid things going on. Where you go, those are the things you can control. You can't control if a guy's going to beat you one-on-one. You can't go control if a guy's going to go make a great play. But you can do things that are, stupid and smart. And we just do stupid things too often right now as a football team, and it's holding back our potential. It's holding back what we can do. And it goes to the coaching staff. It goes down to the players. Everybody is doing their part on this to make it a commonality of what we're seeing from this football team. But it doesn't have to be this way. These are things that you can absolutely control. Derek Hall, there's a reason Jaron Reed's getting mad at him. You can control holding yourself up and not making that hit. That's a 3rd down stop. You get the ball back to your offense. Rather than the offense getting with 18 seconds, now they get it with like 45 seconds and 2 timeouts. Or a timeout, whatever it would be. And Geno's just going to go ahead and down this ball, so we're going to take us back to 3rd. Long live the king. Thank you for the $2 donation. Common sense has got to override analytics in football. It's really got to be like that in those moments where that's going down. And it needed to be in that moment there with Mike McDonald and understanding the lay of the land, what's going on with his offense, what's going on with his defense. They get you this big play. It's just, it rips to me. It's like a rip the heart out of your defense type deal where your defense goes and makes a play, gets them down the field like that. And you come away with no points. In that moment, that just can't happen. As a coach, you got to look at that. The rain's falling all over the place. Like, Bad snaps happen. You just watched a guy throw a snap over your quarterback's head because the rain is pouring down in buckets. When it's coming down in buckets like that, you got to factor it in. And Mike in that moment decided, I'm not factoring into that in. I'm going to treat this like we're playing in a dome, climate conditions controlled, everything perfect, not a wisp of wind being blown. Oh, by the way, that's a windy day on top of it. Go for the field goal. If your offense is unstoppable on the day, if they're just running through the defense like paper mache, go for it, all means. But if your offense isn't doing that, take the GD points. Stupid, dumb, dummity dumb. An unnecessary risk. Unnecessary doing it, I wanted to come away with the 7 points. Well, come back to your GD offensive coordinator and ask him why he's running dumbass play calls from the 8-yard line. Don't compound that mistake by then going, well, we're going to go for it on 4th down. Because he can't figure out his play calls down by the goal line. I'm going to get too emotional today. I can already tell. I can already tell that this one might give me a heart attack today, folks. Cool Breeze, if it's that rainy and that windy, why kick? Because you're kicking from the 3-yard. Because Cool Breeze, it's from the 3-yard line. It's an automatic kick even in those conditions. That's why. This isn't for the 20-yard, wasn't for the 30-yard line, wasn't for the 40-yard line. It's a chip shot field goal that's going to be an automatic make. That's the field goal. That's the reason why the NFL removed PATs from being kicked from the 2 or 3-yard line, because it was automatic. So that'd be my reasoning there. Rodney Presho, thank you. Mike Skinner, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, yes, fighting each other while the Bills score. Always good optics, isn't it, Mike? When you got your players screaming at each other just as the Bills pop in for a touchdown, wondering if either of those two players could have helped you on that play. My cat's over caterwauling. She's feeling this loss too, man. She's feeling this loss. Yeah, not a good optical look there, Rodney. That's or Mike, bit of a rough view on that one. Seeing that. Thank you for the $2 donation. I appreciate you. Rodney Presho, thank you for the $2 donation as well. He says, all the trades for the D and it still gets roasted. Well, to Rodney's point on this first half, in rainy, wet conditions where it's hard for an offense to get anything done and get anything moving, Josh Allen is 16 of 22 for 152 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. James Cook has run the ball 8 times, 56 yards. He's averaging 7 yards a pop. Josh Allen's averaging 4.5 yards a pop on 4 carries. So another commonality that we've seen in football games from your Seahawks defense is the defense can't hang its hat on anything. It's not stopping the run. It's not stopping the pass. It's not getting off the field on 3rd downs. It's not creating any kind of pressure on the quarterback. As I've said many times over, just try to find something defensively that on a day that you can kind of stop. Okay, Josh is going to throw on you, at least stop the run. Okay, they're going to run on you, at least stop the pass. Okay, you can't get pressure with your front 4, bring some blitzes. But that's not the nature of this team. That's not the nature of Mike McDonald. He's going to stay in the pocket and keep trusting things for how they stand and just kind of, hopefully they'll find the other side to it. But definitely underwhelming to watch this defense perform. We're starting to get halfway into the year. You're hoping a little bit of things start to get locked down a bit, especially when you have your, essentially would be what you think would be your theoretical point of weakness in this game, like a Josh Jobe actually performing really well, getting you a pick, getting you down by the 8-yard line. So, still getting roasted, Rodney. Brian Kennicott, thank you for celebrating 13 long months as a Hawks Nest member. Analytics, helping nerds to be relevant in sports. I wonder what analytics said to do in a driving rainstorm. Oh, right, it couldn't. Dumb and dumber. Yeah, it's a call on this one that's going to be sitting in my brain probably a lot of this night, trying to figure out what the hell it is that Mike McDonald's thinking in that moment. It's really dumb. And anybody watching this television screen with that rain coming down, you just know that that's not the type of situations where you're going to try to take risks like that if you don't have to. Avoid it if you don't have to. And if you're in the first half, and just keep things in kind of close. But this, again, back to my point on if you took the field goal there and the Bills still went down and scored and you still had no time, hey, you're still within a touchdown of this game. So what makes it so bad as a call there? It's such a bad one, as you've not only taken and removed points off the board, but now you put yourself back by 2 scores in a game in a driving rainstorm where your defense can't get very many stops, and your offense isn't exactly being very prolific. It's put you super far behind the 8 ball here in the second half. Shay and Alex, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Shay and Alex, Nick Purvis, thank you for subscribing as well. I really appreciate you guys doing that, especially today, a day where I'm super in my emotions right now. So thank you for that. Please, folks, if you could hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. If you don't want to, I understand though as well. As I'm gonna be my feelings here a little bit today if I have to keep watching this kind of stuff. I'm not a happy camper. Randall McDaniel, thank you for the $2 donation. He says, I think we're 1-6 on coin tosses. Definitely doesn't seem we're on the good side of it. You'd love to maybe put the D out there a little bit more, get back having an offense in the second half, because we felt that in a couple of these games, haven't we, Randall, last week included, where you got that touchdown, luckily, to get up by 10 points with giving Atlanta back the ball after halftime. And you haven't been on the good side of that. So good point to you there with that side of it. Let's see what we can do maybe in the future on that, man. But all right, I'll be right back, folks. Bear with me. Where's my coffee cup? Oh. Randall McDaniel for another $2 donation. Thank you, Randall. I appreciate you for that. Game ain't over, folks. We're a second half team. I love the optimism, Randall. I love the optimism, man. And we probably have played better in second halves than we played in first halves overall, to your point. See if they can dial up some answers here. See if we can find some footing. Phoebe Moore Seahawks, thank you for another $2 donation. He says, I think Paul Allen was the secret sauce to winning. Could have been. I mean, feed me you. I don't think you've won a playoff game since Paul Allen's passed. And we know that he was an owner that cared as much as any owner you could want to have care, in the good way, not in the Jerry Jones way, not in the 8.5 inches kind of way, but in the way of we're fully committed. What do we got to do? Are we doing everything that we need to be doing? What more can I do to help? What needs to be changed? And really coming at it from an intelligent standpoint and how he kind of aided the process in whatever way he was doing in the background, like you say, secret sauce, maybe a bit of it in that. Good point, Phoebe. Very good point. All right, so a little bit more time here before we're coming back. It goes up to the 22-yard line for the Bills after halftime. $5 donation from Sloby1. Thank you for that, Sloby1. I appreciate all your support today on the channel, as well as I know you're a member of the channel too, in addition to that. So thank you for that. One sec here, I'll get right to that dono. 3-4 look here from your Seahawks to start things up. 2 tight end look for your Bills. Kind of an I formation kind of feel to it almost here. Pitch play out to Cook. Cook will take it for a gain of 3 or 4. Sloby says, I don't know if anyone caught it, but I think you mean Strahan said F the teammate during the halftime show. Talk about the personal foul, laughing out loud. I didn't hear Strahan on it. Did he say F the teammate? I didn't see that one on that, Slowby. Thank you for the donation, though. First down and 20 for the Bills. We got a holding call there. Somebody's mentioned Leo getting held a lot. Maybe they were finally calling him back for the Leo stuff there. They called the start of the game too, I suppose. 8th penalty, 58 yards for the Bills. Hasn't slowed their offense down much. Little bubble screen here out wide. This is going to go for a gain of about 17, 18 yards. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Appreciate you, Slowby. Do. Well, not getting off his block there to come up and make the play. Attacking his ability to tackle out there on the edge. It's part of the game we're hoping to step a little bit forward with Tariq this year. A couple moments in this game I've seen where just a little bit of that ferocity and force you'd hope for out there off that edge, kind of outside, ain't always coming. 2nd down and 5. Easy completion to Cook for a gain of 7 yards. First down. When it goes painful with this team. $13:25 to go here in the third quarter. Seahawks down 14-3. Bills with the 16th first down of this game to the Seahawks 6. One tight end look, sorry. Josh dropping back to throw. He's got about 3 years to decide where he wants to throw, and he finds a 40-yard pass down the football field. First down to Shakir. No blitzes from your Seahawks. They decide to run kind of a 3-man pressure look there for Allen, and he had plenty of time to diagnose back in the pocket what he wanted to do. First down and 10 for the Bills. 7th catch for 93 yards for Khalil Shakir. 4-man front from the Seahawks now. 2 tight end look here for the Bills. Play action pass. Josh Allen's going to find easy completion for 10 yards there. First and 10. Buffalo Bills on the 18-yard line of your Seahawks. 11:47 to go in the third quarter. Hand off to Cook. He will get stuffed into the hole there and brought down to the ground after a gain of 2 or 3. Long opening drive for the Bills here in the third quarter to start this second half off. Seahawks defense looks tired, moving slowly pre-snap to get into position, trying to catch their breath. 2nd down and 8. Dropping back to throw was Allen. He'll whip this out to the right. Find Khalil Shakir for another gain of about 7 or 8 yards. Witherspoon loses the tackle on Shakir. He continues to just get worse and worse as the year goes along. 3rd down and 2. Heavy look here for the Bills. They're telegraphing run. It's going to be a run, and it's going to be a first down, and it's going to be a 5-yard gain. Toughness check right there. How tough are you? We're going to show you all the way in our hand that we want to run the ball. Can you do anything about it? Not only do you give up the first down, but you give up a good 5-yard gain right up the middle on that too. the first down and goal here for the Bills. Is there 76 rushing yards for the Buffalo Bills, 1 yard for your Seattle Seahawks. 4 wide, Josh Allen in shotgun. Josh, pre-snap, looks like the delay of game. Ninth penalty for the Buffalo Bills for 63 yards. Clock continues to roll. Josh will throw this ball away. Second down and goal. And run up the middle here from Allen on second and goal. Good job by Leonard Williams to get the stop. This will bring up third and long. Just as a reminder to everybody in the chat today, I understand we're going to have emotions wild and stuff. I just asked if there's anybody doing any trolling, don't do it today. My trigger's not going to be good today on this type of stuff. So if I look in the chat, I see somebody out of pocket with something, you're picking the wrong day to do it. It will be blast off city, and I'm not talking timeout. So just an official, let's make sure everything's keeping cool in the deal. Seahawks going to go ahead and call a timeout there. Well, we won't need those later. It's like they do better after penalties. Kind of. Empty look here for the Bills from the 9-yard line. 4-man front from the Seahawks. Josh Allen flush from the pocket. He's going to throw this back in and knocked away there nicely in coverage by Kobe Bryant. We do have a flag on the play, though. It's on the Bills. That'll be declined. Third and fourth down and goal. They'll take the field goal here. Third 27-yard attempt here. Kick is down, kick is up, kick is good. 17-3 lead here for your Buffalo Bills. Joshua Carlisle, thank you for the $5 donation. I don't even know how we fix these problems. Each week, it's a new leak in the ship. Today, there's like 40. Yeah, we get kind of sent on a bit of a fluctuating place with this team. It's that great fluctuation I talked about at the start of the year that you get with the inconsistency of a young football team, new head coach. Some of the stuff, the issues that you have, though, to your point, as far as what's kind of clipping at your heels, doesn't always feel like the things that you might exactly chalk up to those said items. Some of it feels a little bit more like I say, just sort of openly dumb things you're doing that don't make a lot of sense. Where you can sort of question it both in, you get your people that'll question things, then say hindsight is 2020. What about when I'm questioning it actually on the front side, saying that's before we get to that point on it, and it looks on the surface kind of not as smart with it. So yeah, it's a tough one today on that, Joshua, and I don't know where to kind of begin a little bit with some of this, like you say, from tackling to schemes with both sides still not really coming forward. We're halfway into the year. We have that one drive offensively. I'll see what Grubb's got here, but the other drives have just been, it's almost like Grubb gets one series that he gets to call, and then Waldron calls the other series. That's why I feel like we still have like Waldron out in Chicago, still calling some of these other ones, and then Grubb calls his one. Likewise with McDonald, you came in this game into the deep 20s in your blitz rate. You're not one to blitz. The problem with that is you're not getting a lot of pressure with your front four. And so you start to go, well, wouldn't I logically and rationally then, or if I've got the ability to blitz within my scheme, within my system, within how it's set up, wouldn't I want to dial a little bit more of that up, take some more risks at that point? Or do we want to just let the slow bleed, bend but don't break drives that have allowed you to be 24 and a half minutes to only 12 minutes of time of possession in this game? And that's the part to me that just is, I don't understand. I'm not saying I'm brilliant or I know the right way on how to fix this. It's probably a lot to be fixed, but that's just the part to me that doesn't make sense as to why you choose to kind of go down by the ways that we've gone down in recent years, especially defensively speaking, and offensively with it at the same point. I'm confused by it, Joshua. John Stillwell coming in with a big $50 donation. Thank you for that, John. Very, very kind of you, man. Very, very kind of you. And it's good to see you in the house too, brother. Great to see you in the house tonight. Thank you for the $50 donation drop. Let's go. Rough day, but that puts a smile on my face, John. Rough day, but that one puts a big smile on my face. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate you for that. It is very kind. As one of our big donators to the channel here, one of our big supporters of the channel, John Stillwell. Thank you for all you do for this channel, all you've done for this channel. I really appreciate it. All right, Geno and the boys coming out. 1st and 10. John, you're a hero. We got here on the 30-yard line. Geno dropping back to throw. He's going to almost pick this one off, get this one picked off by Rasul Douglas. Douglas had it in his hands, ready to run that thing back, and we're just out of sorts right now, folks. The Seahawks team is just out of sorts. And right now, the Bills are sitting on a lot of the short stuff with them, too. I think they know that they don't trust we can hold up in pass protection there on anything long, and they're driving up on routes. They don't have a DK on the outside to really burn things up there, so 2nd down and 10. Blitz look here from the Bills. Geno, it's all day there. Throws it to Laviska Shenault, hits him in the hands, drops out of his hands. We're going to have a flag on the play. Really appreciate, man. Again, thank you, John, for that $50 donation. Let's go, John. Holding it down. Holding it down. See where the flag is here. Legal hands, legal contact there by the Buffalo Bills. Auto 1st down. That's big. MJ Seahawk, thank you for the $5 donation. And Jake Bobo got held on to there. That's pretty blatant. Appreciate you for the $5. Boy, this Bills team definitely, offensive line, they'll play right up on the line, and their defensive backs definitely play on the line too as well with how handsy they'll get. 1st and 10. Seahawks on the 35-yard line, their own territory. Pistol look formation for Geno. Hand off to Kenneth Walker. Walker, nowhere to go. He'll gain about a half yard. MJ Seahawk, thank you for the $5 donation. Hopefully our offense shows up. It does look better in the second half. Hopefully we can find some footing here. And boy, you got to get a touchdown here, don't you? Second down and 9. Geno going to run a little bit of up-tempo, 3 wide to the far side of the field. Late blitz here by the Bills. Geno finds Jackson Smith and Jigba. Nice completion, nice catch up around the 50-yard line. Geno did a good job there. The Bills ran a delayed blitz. Geno then moved a little bit to his right to make that blitzer have to take a couple extra steps to get to him because he was freed up. He was coming clear. And that extra couple of steps allowed then Jackson Smith to get open there and Geno to get the throw off. Subtle pocket movement from Geno Smith. 3 wide receiver look here. Geno in shotgun. Hand off to Walker. Walker, nowhere to go. 1 yard gain. Offensive line is getting nothing done, and Oliver really controlling things in the center of this defense for the Buffalo Bills. Ed Oliver. The rushing attack here for your Hawks. This is another spot where if I'm Grubb, you got Laviska already in this game way more than you normally would without DK in there. Roll a fly sweep to Laviska, and you'll have more yards rushing than you have had this whole game. I guarantee it. If they ran it one play here, I guarantee you it'd get 7 or 8 yards. Guaranteed. Play action pass. Geno dropping back to throw. He's got some time. Finds Walker out in the flat. Nice play out there to Walker. First down. Seahawks got to drive moving here now. Well done. First and goal. 6:30. Not first and goal, but first down and 10 to go. Excuse me. 6:27 to go here in the third quarter. It's a good drive, too, here, helping get the defense a little bit of time to maybe catch their breath and maybe make some adjustments over on their side of things. Walker, 4 catches, 33 yards. So Grubb has done a good job, at least, of finding him some manufactured catches on that side of it. If you can't get him running the ball well. Blitz here from the Bills. Geno is going to throw an interception here. Ball got tipped on the screen pass by Epinesa. Once he tipped it, the ball went back around to the other guy there. Jay Frost, thank you for your first donation on the channel here, man. Appreciate the $2 donation. Very kind of you to do that. I do appreciate it. You there. Bills take over from the 50-yard line. Didn't have anything put in your donation, Jay. Just the dono there. I appreciate you for that. I really do. Hand off inside to Cook. He'll gain about 2 or 3 yards there. I'll give him 4. 2nd and 6 there. Appreciate you again, Jay, for that. Back in shotgun is Josh. Trips to the far side of the field. Man, we'll go in motion there. Outside pitch play to Cook. Cook's got some space to work with. He's bouncing around, dancing around, finding himself to probably a first down there. Joshua Carlisle, thank you for the $2 donation. Really hoping he comes back with a beer, laughing out loud. Yeah, I would. I got a couple of, unfortunately, I can't drink on Sundays because my Sundays go till about 6 in the morning. So I've got a late night on that. That's what makes these losses for me particularly brutal is it's, I got the Bleacher Report, then we're going to be doing the discussion. Then we got the quick breakdown afterwards, the trifecta, so to speak, of brutality of breakdown stuff. All right, throw out to the flat here to Shakur, flying up in space. It's Dodson there, and rides him out of bounds. We got a penalty marker, frustration setting in hugely here. Hugely here. I'd love to do drinking right now, though, Josh. I wouldn't be against it on a day like this if I could. Flags. Real cheese. Thank you for the $2 donation. Dude, Coleman blocked him all the way into the bench. Officials, I guess, don't care about that part. I'm sure they're going to flag Job. Yeah, they'll get Job. He got blocked into the bench. You'd think by the time that the player's blocking a guy into the bench, maybe that's a little bit egregious. No, they're going to call it on. Oh, they're going to get both of us, right? So you get one, you got to get the other. Jeez. It's one of those games, isn't it? It's just one of those. Yeah, it's been some bad games this year, but this is saying something. Ah, la, la. Josh Allen scrambles for 3 yards. This will bring up a 3rd and about 5. Real Cheese, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, IG, we can't show up against New York teams. I guess not. A Jets game later on the year is not boding well, is it? It's not boding well, Cheese. East Coast teams on West Coast times. That's our kryptonite. 3rd down and 5. Throw over the top is caught there by Coleman for a first down. .257 to go in the 3rd quarter. 17-3 Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills. Hand off inside to Cook. He is getting through all the tackles, and he's going to get a 15-yard gain down to the 1-yard line. The 1-yard line. Don Mata, thank you for the $5 donation. And you guys, I do appreciate all of your support as always. Our team may not be unbelievable today, but you guys are. I'll tell you who is. You. Thank you, Don, for that big time support on your donation today. I know you dropped the $20 earlier today as well. Thank you for that. Appreciate the $5. Josh, under center, first and goal. Any doubt they're getting the TD here? No doubt, baby. No doubt. And there you go. Cook. He's just going to run all the way around the defense on that one without any troubles. I think he went untouched. Did he? Yeah, you better believe he did. Touchdown, Buffalo Bills. Don says, I was wrong. It's getting lower. We've had some brutal, embarrassing defeats this year. Detroit, on the road, you let Jared Goff go perfect. You got Daniel Jones completely wipes the floor with you at home. 49ers beat you freaking 17 times in a row, and they lap you once again. And now you have a Buffalo Bills team that beating you in every facet of the game. Watching Buffalo Bills fans celebrate in my stadium. Please pray we don't do the Pete thing today. Please don't do the Pete thing today. Part of the reason this defense looks like they look today is from the Pete echoes. He ain't saving this game. He ain't winning this game. The thinking somehow that Pete being on this field, and I get a couple comments through there, and again, on these kind of days, you're going to bring this kind of stuff up, I'm going to blast back. I'm a pretty nice guy on stuff, but I'm not going to watch it today. There's a reason Pete Carroll was fired. There's a reason Pete Carroll is no longer the head coach of this football team. Pete Carroll got a very fair shake from this team. He had one playoff win since 2017. So, let's not go back and think that that's just because this thing ain't working, then the other thing's got to be. Let's not make everything binary in our outlook of everything, number one. Number two, let's not be revisionistic and acting like somehow Coach Carroll was like given some half, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. He had his chances. He had opportunities. I love Coach Carroll. I love what he did for us in getting the Super Bowl. But the endless obsession some fans have are the same sort of endless obsession some fans had with Russell Wilson. The expiration date's expired. Got to recognize that. He ain't gonna have saved anything in this today. This Buffalo Bills defense with your Coach Carroll, this Buffalo Bills offense, almost in the same way they're set up today, at home against your Carroll defense, mollywopped your Carroll defense not 2 years ago. So let's not act like somehow that we'd be in better hands going the other way. It ain't happening. It ain't that ain't reality. Liam Payne fan for life. Thank you, Liam Payne fan, for subscribing to the channel. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. Slobby1 says, if you can't run block or pass block, why are you on my team? I'm over this coaching staff. Yeah, I think that certainly is something that we've seen here. The run blocking, especially if I can lock on that a bit, Slobby1, you get no push up the line of scrimmage in your run game at all. Walker, 8 carries, 7 yards. I mean, it's not something you get like, we get 2 yards a carry, 3 yards a carry. Like, you're averaging 0.9 yards a carry running the ball. And Walker's going to fumble it and pick it back up and then bounce it back outside and turn it into a 5-yard gain. It's just been ugly and sloppy. And even that play, it's a fumble on a pitch play. Just nothing synced up right today. Everybody's kind of done their part to make sure you lose this game. Maybe the special teams has kind of held up their end, I guess. I give them props. They've done their job with it. But yeah, it's a thing that stands out with both the offense and defenses. We're now halfway into the season here. Sloby won, and Geno back in shotgun now, 2nd and 5, 1:16 to go here in the third quarter. Geno's going to find Tyler for a first down at the 40-yard line. Offensively, you can't run block, you don't pass protect. Defensively, you don't stop the run and you can't rush the passer. It's going to be a holding flag on Seattle on this play, because of course. Woo! How brutal can it get? How brutal can it get? How brutal can it get? Ugh. Another flag after Geno runs it for 15. Geno throws the ball up. Boy, we are out of control emotionally right now in this football game. Geno throws the ball at the head of the defender. We got a whole quarter. We got a whole quarter of football left. Geno drops back on 3rd down. It's another flag. Sloby won. Yep. If we're looking to be in that impressed point, we're not in that impressed point at this point. And both sides of the ball are failing to impress. And if they were trying things out and you felt like you were ironing out kinks, I think that'd be one thing. I don't know if I was to ask the average Seahawks fan if they felt like both sides of the ball are ironing out kinks and that's what's going on here. But I get where you're coming from on it. I thank you for all of your support today to the channel. And I feel a lot of the same place you're at right now. You've developed nothing on this football team that's just something, as I say, you can hang your hat on, something that you can start at and then build off of. Everything is in disrepair or broken. The emotions have been out of control in this game. You're not been disciplined. You don't seem ready to play. You're getting outclassed and everywhere in this field. It's a hard game of football to watch right now. Hard game of football to watch, and we've watched 3 of these kind of games already where it goes wrong for this team, and it's hard to get a measure on them on who we're going to see week to week and whether they're going to be ready to play, whether they're going to be prepared to play. 1st and 10 here with 3 seconds to go in the third quarter, so you'll get your final play of this third quarter here. Marcus B, 28, thank you for the $5 donation. Josh Allen's going to throw the ball here on 1st and 10. He's going to look and throw this out of bounds. That will be the final play. We'll go to fourth quarter. Marcus says you have a Bob Uecker from the movie Major League vibe going on right now. This is beyond embarrassing. Yeah, you're going to hear me in a second on a Geno Smith throw be like, just a bit outside. Yeah, I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. I'll tell you that. What's this new stuff the kids are on? What is the new stuff? What is that Galaxy gas stuff? That I might have to go get some of that or something. I don't know at this point. I don't know what can make this feel better, Marcus. What's going to make this improved? Oh goodness. I might just call the whole fourth quarter as Christopher Walken. I might just do that. Whole fourth quarter. Whole fourth quarter. Snail, thank you for the $2 donation. He says, Mike Vrabel wins this game. Well, certainly something that you knew you'd get with Mike Vrabel if you were going to get him as head coach was he was going to bring toughness, and he was going to bring that to a big measure to bear on your team. Possibly so. Certainly the part of this team that needs to step forward and improve mightily. Toughness on both sides of the ball. And if it's not the right guys in the house to get it done here, right in the here and now, then they need to go find those guys in this offseason. To make this defense work especially, you're going to need some physicality. We know it offensively on that line. It needs it. It's been needing it for many year. It's been needing it down there. But you might very well be right on that, Snail. Thank you for the donation, brother. Thank you for all of your donations today. Marty McFly, thank you for the $12 donation. Says, ain't no way Josh Allen gets my celebrity crush, Haley Steinfeld, then shits on us at home, crying in jealousy, laughing my ass off. Yeah, he's a good quarterback. You see that here today. Josh Allen is really good at what he does and one of the best in the sport. And this Bills team, really good team. You know, they've definitely taken it to us as well. They've earned the win here today. No excuses given on that front of it. But yeah, he's winning at life as well, Marty. He's the best quarterbacks, and you got the super hot girlfriend. It's not the worst of lives to live, is it? Yeah, balling today though. $24-3 Bills start off this fourth quarter, 2nd and 10 for Josh Allen and shotgun. Marty McFly, thank you for that $12 donation. I appreciate you for that. Krabs Mapping, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Handoff inside to Cook. Cook's going to get 7 yards on the ground inside. He's had that all day whenever he's needed it. Jay Frost, thank you for the $5 donation. Says, DK haters, where are you? 3 points. 1 yard rushing late third quarter. He affects the pain and run game. Pass, I think you meant. He affects the pass and the run game. Well said, Jay. You look at the run game today, it's going to have its worst day of the year, and there's been some bad days in there in the run game, Jay. There have. But is it, and I think you're right on, probably not coincidentally, on a day where you were missing DK, where you felt like the Bills team did not fear anybody over the top on this Seahawks receiving core. Hand off to Cook. He does a good job bouncing this outside, and he's going to be drawn a little bit short of the first down. So Bill's probably going to punt here unless they're really feeling ballsy, up 24-3. Can't imagine they would do that here, would they? Are they going to be that gutsy? Now, that is gutsy as hell. Jeez, this is a potentially big play here. 4th and goal. Are they going to try to get us to jump off sides? No, they're going to get it with Allen, and Allen's going to get it. God damn. Fucking stupid. No freaking fight today in my team at all, man. Just like lay over and just take it, man. Lay over and just take it. 4th down in their own territory. Just, whew. Yeah, DK's effect is felt in this game a couple different ways, Jay, and will be interesting to see where, when we get to the post-game discussion tonight, how many truly of those folks that are so ardently anti-DK, if he does the most minor of offense, wide open down the field, first down, 35-yard line. If they're going to have anything to say this evening, Jay, I would imagine not. I'd imagine not. And it's why, like you, like me, we've been such big supporters of DK, even with some of the issues he may bring to the table. His net effect, the cumulative effect of what he brings to this offense is beneficial, highly beneficial, and helps out other aspects of this offense. And so this is why he gets such ardent support from folks like you and I, and deservedly so. Deservedly so, Jay. Thank you for that donation. Thomas Cox, thank you for the $5 donation. He says, we've got to stop blaming Pete. It's McDonald's team. There is level to Geno play. Jesse's right. Rams will win the division. There is level to Geno play. Not sure what you're saying on the level to Geno play part, Thomas, there. Sorry. It's sometimes it leaves a word out. I know the character count is restrictive. I don't know if that's a reference to me or within the chat. I'm not going to be here blaming Pete on this loss. This falls on McDonald's shoulders. What I'm referencing, Thomas, when I bring up Pete's name is that I've got people in my chat throughout this stream that's posted back to Pete. I see it a lot. Thomas. So it's the Pete thing can go away when people stop bringing it up and mentioning it on the often in my chat all the time about wanting and wishing and pining for Pete to come back. That's why I bring that first part up. The second part of it is that this defense was in a disrepaired, broken state. Let's call it what it was. It had a lot of talent, but the system, the scheme, the way the players tackled, even the buy-in at the end of the year, we saw drifting away. Now, does that mean that McDonald gets to come in here and everything's cleaned up and almost ready-made fix, or does that mean he has a lot to fix and a lot to clean up? And that does then affect, and you got to bring up then a little bit of the prior regime that was here. To my opinion, you do. I think it's a bit of the impactful part of this process. So this is McDonald to own. I'm not going to put this on anybody else but that. But I'm perfectly happy to move off of the Pete thing, Thomas, when I see it stop being brought up in my chat or stop being super chatted to me that this is why Pete's got to come back. You know, there's a lot of these subjects I'd be just as happy to turn away from and not bring up at all. But it's that it gets brought up by my community. So we've got to address it if it's going to be brought up and talk about it. And that's why. So the Phoenix Down, thank you for the $5 donation, Phoenix Down. That cat is adorable. Well, she's always winning, even if we're not necessarily winning. She is. That is for sure. She'll get some salmon a day at least on that side of it. The Bills are just kind of driving down here. Nice and easy. They got a 1st and 5 with 11:38 to go, right on the 10-yard line of your Seahawks. But thank you, Phoenix Down. She is an adorable one, that is for sure. Christian with a $2 donation. Everyone who wants DK out can shut the F up. Jackson Smith and Jigba is not the guy. This is a game where you're looking at maybe Jackson having a bit of a game where he can show up on that, and James Cook's going to run this in for a touchdown. So another one for the Bills. And I mentioned with JSN, I really don't still feel yet much of the impact to what this guy brings to the table as a 1st-round wide receiver. He kind of plays like a 3rd-round wide receiver. He kind of plays like just a guy, just a jag. And today, he certainly didn't have a lot of offensive opportunity because the Bills basically lived with the football. But 4 catches, 37 yards with no DK on the field. Kind of hoping for more of impact, I guess, on that. But agreed, Christian. This should be a game that should be pretty emblematic to people that DK should be here and part of the long-term future here. Field goals up and good. 31-3. Buffalo Bills. Hawks-O, thank you for the $5 donation. Does John Schneider's seat heat up at all? Or do you think his job is safe for the next couple of years? The difficult part about making the evaluation of John is that you want to factor in on John all of the years here in recent history, even. Let's just say since, you can go all through his whole time here, but obviously, and we're looking kind of recent years like 16, 17, some of the lack of success that you've had as a team throughout that period of time. And what gets hard about that is that he hasn't had the full control during all of that time. So we don't know for sure how much he's overruled, how much he was impelled by Coach Carroll, how much his roster building process was impinged by what maybe Coach Carroll was wanting. It's a question I'm open to Hawks, somebody saying the seat should be hot. But it's very hard for me if we were to come to find out, for instance, that John had a lot of his decisions override, or that Carroll had a heavy hand there, and that Carroll was using the power that he had in control, and that hold then John responsible for those decisions. Now, John is unfettered here now. John is the guy here this year that has not got anybody overriding him. And so now the heat does fall a little bit more squarely on his shoulders. But you have to then treat it a little bit like almost, maybe not like the first year of a new GM, but in many ways, the first year to start to turn this in exactly the way he wants to have his vision set. I think it'd be hard to do this with the first year coach you just brought in and a new coach at that to make a kind of change like that. I think you got to give it a little bit more time before you start to consider the seat heating up. But Hawks, you're not going to be alone. Where there will be plenty of people that will be calling for John to be held responsible in the way that this ball club continues to look as well. And I think it's fair. I think the criticism is definitely fair. It's just hard for me, from my perspective, when you ask this question to me, of how I can quite gauge where John should be on the hot seat front, because I just don't know the answer to that prior question. Thank you for subscribing, Underline. Appreciate you for doing that. Please, folks, if you could hit that like button for me, I'd appreciate it if you could. It does help out the channel. Helps me show up on those algorithms. I do appreciate it. DJ Owen, thank you for the $5 donation. I'm so glad I bought the big bottle of rum to watch this game. You were thinking 10 steps ahead, DJ. 10 steps ahead on that one, my guy. And I should have probably had a bottle of rum for this one myself. I probably could have used one too. Thank you though, DJ. Appreciate that $5 dono. And hopefully you're not too deep in that bottle yet. Just pace yourself. Ran in the cut agrees on the DK front. He drops a $5 donation and he says, we do need DK Metcalf. I have been one of his most ardent supporters. I've said he's my favorite player on this team. And bit of today is why you get to see, I think, some of that. What he draws from attention, what he brings to the table on a weekly basis, how he changes the nature of your offense and the look of your offense is huge and not to be understated. And so I think that will maybe be at least one of the positive things that comes out of this game is maybe we get a little bit more reinforcement from those that were wondering a little bit, what if we did move on from DK? How would our offense look? Like Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, JSN, Tyler, hey, Bobo, I love me, Bobo. How would all that look? And Noah Fant, how would that look? Well, here's your view. Here's your view of it. Not too cool. The Real Cheese, thank you for the $5 donation, Real Cheese. The takes in this chat are strange. I don't know how Geno is supposed to stop the Bills' offense. Is he supposed to grow wings and fly to the end zone? Yeah, I'm another place. It's again to Real Cheese. There's these players that cause this, right? So a Witherspoon isn't going to cause this. Jackson Smith and Jigba doesn't cause this. Trying to think through some of the names. Boye Mafe wouldn't cause this reaction. Tyler Lockett wouldn't cause this reaction. But the two guys that are kind of keynote guys right now causing this kind of reaction in the fan base in the way of they're sort of looking for the main bad guy that we can target on this. And then if it's just this one main bad guy, then just get him out and then everything else is all cleaned up, right? And that's the way you get, I think, the outlook sometime of a DK Metcalf and a Geno Smith. And that's just not to your point, it's not really the accurate of what's going on with this team or what's holding this team back. Good catch here by Jackson Smith and Jigba. First down for the Seahawks. But it's where you'll get, DK didn't do anything bad today, so the anti-DK folks today are going to be quiet. So you have Geno out there today, then the folks that are out on Geno have data to support them being out on Geno today, so they'll be loud and in force because he's had two plays that stand out where he throws an interception that gets tipped, and he has a dumb-headed play where he throws the ball off the helmet of a defender. But this is what these two guys draw that reaction out for some reason, where it becomes the point of obsession And I don't get it either that much as well. Real cheese. I don't. 1st and 10 here for the Seahawks from the 15-yard line. Geno's going to get hit as he throws there. Don Mata, thank you for another $5 donation. I say trade DK and draft a new coach, new general manager, and about 6 to 7 all-pro players. Joking aside, why do we not have a single first-team all-pro? It's a good question, man. And that's the part that comes back to, I think, valid criticism of Schneider on this in saying, hey, you know, I can only put so much at the coach's feet on this. And that is a reflection to a general manager, I think, in a large part, that you have this many years without an all-pro. Charbonnet with the catch. He'll get this down to the 2-yard line or so. The 2-yard line. But I think that's going to become something that is more and more a question with this general manager as we go forward, as there's not these players rising up in that way. You've had some good players you picked here through, but difference makers is, I think, what you're talking about there. I think something Tony Gonzalez spoke about a couple of weeks ago prior to the cast. Where are the all-pros on this team? Where are even just the first guy Pro Bowlers, not the alternate, but true blue Pro Bowlers. Charbonnet will get upended there at the line of scrimmage. Thank you, Don, for the $5 donation. V-Ray, thank you for the $5 donation. He says, I don't care if DK is missing. This coaching staff did not get this team ready to play this game. Amen, V-Ray. Amen. And maybe the most disappointing part about this game above all else, mental mistakes and emotions running too high and things you can control, is that, you just overall, bottom line, team didn't look ready to play. Things were sloppy across the board. And that part is very disappointing that you couldn't get them ready, especially after having the kind of game you did last week. And the part that's really harder to excuse, how do you not have these guys ready to go? It's the part that will drive me, I think, most crazy when you talk about things that may anger me about a coach. Professional players, you can't get them ready to play on a NFL Sunday. Got a hold there on Tyler Lock in the back of the end zone there by DeMar Hamlin. It'll be called. We'll get a 1st and goal here from the 1-yard line. Well said there, man. Thomas Cox, thank you for the $5 donation. Geno is an Allen, and until we get a quarterback close to that level, Seattle will be clowned by contenders. We need more harder on Geno than stupid excuses. Well, Thomas, this is a long disagreed spot between me and you on this. So, I'm not going to solve anything between me and you on our disagreement on this fundamentally. I have pointed to you time and time again that, my issues come down to Thomas, that people will look at the quarterback situation and they separate it from the supporting cast, from the supporting parts of the team. And that in doing that, they start to ignore the other supporting parts of the team and then just get wholly caught up on the quarterback position. No, Geno's not Josh Allen, but Josh Allen's probably one of the 2 best quarterbacks in this entire sport. Seahawks able to score a touchdown with Charbonnet. They'll bring this to 31, maybe 10 here. You've given up 31 points in this football game. Your defense can't stop the run, can't stop the pass, can't get after the quarterback. I mean, that should be where we're beginning at in this game. But we go to Geno. And Thomas, with you, I know it's a lot of times going with Geno. Again, as I mentioned in the past, supporting cast. So let's go through the items, Thomas, that I've gone through with you in the past on this when we've had these discussions point by point. Defense. Was his defense getting off the football field today? Was his defense getting off 3rd downs? No, they weren't. Were they allowing a lot of drives and time of possession to shift in their manner? And what does that, of course, cause? What did it cause last year? It caused your defense to play collectively an extra game and a half last season on the football field, thus removing a game and a half from your offense, thus making your quarterback have to be that much more efficient in how he played the position. So that still remains on the table. Pass protection did look that great to me today, so he didn't have that as well. Another collective part that we can point to. How about consistent running? Were you able to create holes in the running game and able to find any room there to make his job maybe just a little easier? Just a shade easier, I'm saying. Let me look over here. 9 carries, 12 yards for Walker, 3 carries, 4 yards for Charbonnet. Okay. Offensive coordinator. Was your coordinator creative in his play calling? Was he putting your quarterback in situations for success? Like we've seen that being held back in the past with a guy like Waldron Thomas? No. Pretty miserable play calling by Grubb. I think everybody would pretty much in agreement on that. So as I've come to you over and over again on this and said this time and time again, I'm perfectly happy if you want to land it and say that Geno's out on this problem and that he's the guy you don't want to ride with going forward or anybody else. If you guys want to do that, fine, good, go with it. But the part that I'm going to tell you guys you're missing on, the part that's going to continue to be a part that's going to hold this team back, and you can go get whatever quarterback you want, this part's still going to hold back these teams, is all of the rest of this stuff that I just mentioned. And as I've told you in the past on this, Thomas, if you have a quarterback who's playing behind that 8 ball constantly, week in and week out, and you're expecting that quarterback to go up there and be a superhero, you're not going to go find that QB. Josh Allen wasn't dealing with these same parameters today. Was his defense getting off the field? Did he have a running game? Did he have consistent pass protection? Oh my God, look how good he looks. This is the disconnect that I think exists in this debate, and one that I get that there's just disagreement here, but I'm going to stay on my side of it, saying you got to, the onus needs to be on the supporting cast before we get our eyes set to the quarterback being the end all be all solution here. And Geno, I'm perfectly fine if you want to put criticism up on Geno, but as I've said before, and as nobody has yet, including yourself on this, Thomas, has been able to come up with a very cognitive answer on this that makes sense to me, being what quarterback is going to be successful in this environment? Which QB, and don't go Allen and Mahomes, because you're not going to go find that guy. What you bring Anthony Richardson in here, was a guy that I know you wanted, Thomas. How do you think he looks today in a game like this? Do you think he does any better? I don't. I mean, look at how Anthony's doing out there in Indianapolis right now. Not that great. At least the footage I've watched. So again, I know this will be a bit of a point that we just don't have an agreement on, but I again think you're overlooking just a bit of the supporting cast angle of this. That's the bigger part that swings this problem. Thomas, thank you for the $2 donations. The fact Geno is 9-8 quarterback, maybe a 10-win quarterback. Yeah, see, again, we disagree on this. A quarterback is not the guy that drives wins or not. This game, if you're looking at this game, Thomas, and you're saying this is on the QB, you lost this game because of the QB, and this is exactly why I don't like games being put as wins and losses on quarterbacks, Thomas, because there's no way you can look at this game and go, that's on Geno, why you lose this game. I mean, if you're saying that, we're just seeing two different ways. I appreciate the donation, I really do, but we're just seeing it two completely different ways if that's where we're coming off this game and going, yeah, you're 31-10 down in this game because Geno Smith. I can't get there on that side of myself. Hand Grenade, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, can we just do a 2-minute drives the rest of the season? Maybe that's the way to go, man. Maybe that's the way to go, Hand Grenade. That's certainly where we're at our most efficient. Don Mata, got a lot of donations coming through here. Don't at me with a $5 donation. Says, this is a team built from past regime, deep woven. Not going to undo in one off season in 8 games. Expect to hit the ground running is idiotic. Patience is well applied here to don't at me's point on that. Patience and understanding it's going to be a little bit rough on the road, but applying some patience and letting this thing play out to his point. There was a lot to be fixed up. I think that's very true. And a salient point there, don't at me. Thank you for that $5 donation. Jose Garcia, thank you for the $5 as well. Lots of 12s need to chill. It's a new era of Seahawks football starting. It's not going to be pretty, I think is what you're going to say. Growing pains. Growing pains is right. It's going to take some time. And that just is a great comment in addition to don't at me's on this one. And that this is not going to be an overnight process and that you're going to have to let a little bit of this get through to the other end of it. And it's going to be a little bit rougher than, maybe we had hoped, or a little bit more of the pain, taking a little bit more of the medicine than we would have liked to have had to take, to your point on that, Jose. But I like the positivity from both you and don't at me. And we'll just try to keep ourselves even keeled as we possibly can here, as we possibly can. Thomas, thank you for the 5 and all of your donations. Another $5 today. It speaks to whether Geno can outplay Mahomes, Burrow, Allen. Yes, Geno isn't all Seattle's problem, but when they play these teams, Geno plays this way. Yeah, the other issue, though, there, Thomas, is you're still not addressing back to the thing that I just spoke about, which is that there's these 7 other items that are holding you back from a team standpoint. And if we go to how you lost those games or why you lost those games, I can point to all of those. I can go to, let me just grab randomly. Boom, Burrow. Let's go Burrow. Last year, Cincinnati. Thomas, did you have a run game in that game? No. Thomas, were you pass protecting well in that game? No. Did the defense hold up a little bit better in that game? Yeah. How was the play calling from Waldron in that game? Absolutely piss poor. This is the thing, is like, you can sell me, Thomas, on where you're at. If we can go to a game with Geno Smith and he's going tete-a-tete with one of these guys like Burrow Allen, and he's actually got pass protection and a defense holding up. Don't even need a running game from him at that point, okay? I'm not going to be greedy. Doesn't need everything to be perfect. Take away a running game. Have a defense that can get off the field somewhat consistently. Yeah? Give me pass protection throughout a whole course of a game. Whole course of a game where he's not getting hit at over a 50% rate, where he's not dealing with like 29th best pass protection unit in football. And I'm going to show you a better Geno Smith. But you can't show me that in those games that you speak upon, because those other items are always failing in those games. It's more proof of the pudding to me. You can't take a whole game and say that this is just between Burrow and Geno. It's football teams going at it here. But this is, again, I think at the heart of our disagreement on this, is that I don't look at this quarterback as some separated part of the team that runs on high, and that if you just fix the quarterback, everything else gets fixed. And I think that that's a little bit of the outlook here that's being applied on your angle of it. And that it's quarterbacks don't dictate wins and losses, man. It's a silly stat. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Thomas, do you look at this game and say, Geno Smith is the reason that you're 31, you lose this game? Isn't this a game an exact representation of why it's silly to apply quarterback stats as wins and losses to quarterbacks? Again, I appreciate where you're coming from. I thank you for your donations on it. I feel very heartily about this angle of it. I've given it a lot of thought, Thomas. I've gotten in a lot of different discussions down with yourself on this, but many others separately on this as well. It's been well chipped away for me to get to this particular spot that I stand on this, and I'm going to be very, very ardent on that stance. I'm not saying Geno doesn't deserve to be criticized, or that he walks on water, or that there isn't an important decision to be made this offseason in regards to Geno about whether or not to pay him. It's a decision to be made in the offseason, not in the here and now. But I think that just getting caught up on the quarterback alone here for this team, and thinking this team somehow just a quarterback away, is missing the boat on so many other things that are problematic on this team that need to get cleaned up and fixed if we're going to get to a place of being a true contender. Thank you, though, for all your support and donations. Richard, thank you for the $2 donation. Nothing put in there, Richard, just the $2 dono. Pear Lover, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you for that. Pear Lover, welcome aboard. Thank you for answering the call, subbing on up, liking on up. Marty McFly with another $12 donation. Thank you for that, Marty. I appreciate that big fat $12 donation. He says, I'm still crying in jealousy. Yeah, Josh Allen's an awesome quarterback, man. And I will agree with Thomas on this. I'd love to get one. And if we have an opportunity to get one, I certainly say jump on it with 2 feet. They're hard to find. There's a lot of teams that will give up a lot of draft capital thinking they're getting that guy, and that wildly then miss in that angling for. But Bill's got a hell of a team, man. They're a true blue contender. This is a team that wouldn't surprise me in the least if they end up the season in that conference title, in that Super Bowl. They're well put together to make this happen. Not to mention that it looks like they're going to get to have that feast factor within their division and be able to really get healthy and right come the end of the year to maybe go make that move and push for that Super Bowl title. Boy, that fan base definitely would love it out there in Buffalo, man, Marty. Slopey1, thank you for the $2 donation. He says, I'm going to hate this franchise staff. I hate this franchise staff 7 weeks in. Still waiting to be impressed fully by them. There's blips and moments that you've had of them. There's stuff that they're showing you some encouraging signs of it, but there's also some stuff that's just as much, if not more so, frustrating. As I said, I understand the onboarding of new schemes and the time that it takes to do that. It's a little bit odd at times watching this team and just some of the same stuff that we've seen in prior years showing back up. That's the same problems that we saw in prior years. You'd think at least with a new coaching staff, maybe at least the issues, if there are going to be issues, would change or be different, but they're not. And, McDonald, especially lack of stacked boxes, lack of simulated pressures, lack of willing to blitz when the defense is getting their butts beat left and right. It's frustrating, and I don't always have a good understanding for why he's rolling it in this direction. I'm sure that he has a good reason, but it's very frustrating, and it's hard to understand why all the time. Christian, thank you for the $2 donation. Says the defense can't stop the Bills. The O-line can't block. Let's blame Geno. There we go. That's exactly my outlook on this as well, Christian. You have a league worst offensive line unit. You have a defense that's played in 4 of these games like a league worst defense. That's why we're losing these games. That's why we're losing these games. Yeah, well said, man. Baller MJ31, thank you for the $5 donation. That kind of rhymed. I could take the losses if I saw and felt culture was being built. All I see is pouting, whining, and an undisciplined team. Baller touches on, I think, at the heart, and you said it much more succinctly, Baller, than what I was trying to say, because that is my feeling on it as well, of that it's one thing with a new coaching staff if you're onboarding a new scheme and you're trying new stuff out and you can see a difference from what you did prior and you're going, okay, well, it's not working and there's some failure points in there, but they're trying this new thing out and that you're feeling that. Whereas with this defense, it doesn't feel that way. You don't feel like you're trying a whole lot out. And especially as it concerns down what you're doing around the box, it's very rudimentary. It's very simplistic. It's very much relying on the front four to generate pressure, which is what we did prior. It's very much dropping into zone coverage, which is what we did prior. And we've seen for years that stuff fails, that you've got to do more fundamentally from a football defensive standpoint. I thought that's what we were getting here, and we're not getting that. You know, when we're getting beat over the top, it's not because, well, we brought a cover zero blitz and they beat us over the top with one-on-one. It's like you get blown coverages and soft zone coverage is oftentimes what's getting cut apart, or they're just hitting you in front of the zones, dropping to depth to the front part of it either. So it's one of those two that they're sort of going to. And you're not feeling a sense of increased toughness. You're not seeing anything better as far as tackling goes. You're not seeing anything better as far as discipline goes. And these are other items that for years have been kind of plaguing the team. They have been plaguing the team. And so you're going, when are we going to start to see some of this coming forward? Not fully fixed, but coming forward. Coming forward. And you talk about offensively, spread system, air raid system, grub. At times, the offense can get a little bit stagnant where you don't always feel the motion-based aspect of it. He had the one drive in this game where there's misdirection and all the eye candy's going this way and you're going over there. Never went back to it again. The lack of fly sweeps built within the attack at times to a guy like Laviska on a day like this where you couldn't run the ball. That's just, again, another commonality of what we saw in prior Seahawks teams in recent years, and I don't know why. I'm just not sure why on that. Jay Frost, thank you for the $1 donation, Jay. Nothing addition on that as far as a note there, just a $1 donation. Thank you for that. Noah Lansing, thank you for the $2 dono. Says, our problem is the middle of our defense and offensive line. Definitely, Ernest Jones had a lot of tackles today, but was targeted a little bit in coverage at moments too. And offensive line for me, man, you'll sell me on that 100 all day. I mean, this offensive line needs a heavy course correction in a major way. It needs almost an offseason with not just all of the assets put into that, but a substantial amount of assets put into it. It's been calling for it for a long time, and John's been trying to draft towards it a bit, but he needs to do more. There's got to be an uptick, an increase here. It just has to happen. Has to happen. It really does, Noah. Yeah. It's going to be hard to put much in more investment in that defensive line. With what you put in there with Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy and all that. Maybe there's another guy to find in on that in addition to that, but they've sunk a lot into that spot of things. That's for sure. Appreciate you though, Noah. Thank you for the $2 dono. Christian, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, B, don't stress yourself. You can't reason with the Geno haters. And Thomas, I don't know if it's a Geno hater. We just have an outlook with me and Thomas. We just have a different philosophy, I think, an outlook on the way things get structured and what causes a team to win or loss. And that's just, there's going to be difference of opinion, which I'm okay with that. He's always respectful and cool with it. But it is something that I will say as you speak about, and this isn't directed to Thomas per se, but it is directed to where the anti-Geno folks, the anti-DK folks, I get to see a lot of trends from the fandom. And, in doing this show, 6-7 live shows a week and getting so many interactions with so many different fans, I get a certain flavor. I get a certain repetition. I get a certain rhythm. And with as I say, it's a carryover from 4 set guys and doing my YouTube thing here for the 6 years we've been doing it. There's 4 set guys that have caused this. And I don't know why exactly, but I do know that they've caused this with certainty. And it's an emotionality-based reaction of you either like the love or hate thing that goes on there. And you can't move people on the spot if they're one way or the other. It was Carroll. It was Russell Wilson. It's now DK and Geno. Those are the four names where it comes to it, where just for whatever reason it causes that kind of reaction. And I don't always understand, exactly why in the part of Geno and DK, when we have so many issues on this team, that's what has got people twisted up in a bunch. But I'm not going to be stressed about it. I appreciate the note, though. I'll keep it level-headed today. Long live the king. Thank you for another $5 donation. Long live the king. So we can find a quarterback that overcomes a bad O-line, terrible center play coaching decisions, no ability to stop the run, and soft zone D. That's easy. Yeah, it's easy. Just all we need is one of those big red buttons. Just hit that easy button and it'll be all fixed right on up, right? It'll all be corrected. And I look to those other things and say that's where we've got to begin. You want to improve your Seahawks, you want to be reaching to a contender state. How about we take the offensive line from league worst to a league strength, and that alone. You can still have your crappy coaching decisions. You can still have your no ability to stop the run. Just take your offensive line from league worst to a top 10 state, and you watch what it would do for this offense. So I guarantee you would have a top 3 offense. And wow, look at how much better your quarterback would look because of it. But that's the part I agree on it that does more need to be cleaned here. Long this, thank you for the 25. My goodness, $25 donation. Long live. And this is a Rams fan in the house dropping this donation. Well, long this. Thank you for the $25 donation. That's really, really kind of you. Rams fan, a week ago, Kupp is getting traded. Now the Rams are buyers. Our game isn't life or death. It's a long season. No, and I've got to give you guys props for being able to kind of toe that out a little bit and sort of, run that flag up the pole there without, pushing your team out on that. I mean, that there's a way a team could react to kind of hearing those rumors that go sideways. But, the Rams are an organization that is running things in the right fashion. I've lauded them here for quite a bit of time, even after the Super Bowl. I mean, last year, for instance, the willingness to eat the $57 million of dead money. And to say, hey, no, we're still kind of in a quasi-contending mode, but let's just turn this dead money over. Let's move on from the deals that aren't working for us, and let's get this turned back to front. And they came into this offseason with an approach to try to run the ball and invest in that offensive line. The same thing I'm asking my team to do the same thing I'm asking my team to do, your Rams team has done. And they're getting the benefits of that. And Stafford gets the benefits of that. And a solid running game has the benefits of that. And it's always been about you guys getting healthier. And when you didn't have your 2 receivers out there and no Kupp and no Puka, and it's hard to get it going offensively, even with a good ground game. But get those guys out there as a threat, it's a different story, to your point on it. So, it is a long year, and we're not necessarily done by this game. I will say it's going to dissuade a lot of Hawk fans, these 4 losses we've had, how bad they've been. But we're chasing you guys right now. We're chasing the Rams. We're chasing the 49ers. That's the standard with those 2 teams that have been to the Super Bowl in recent years. Can we get up to that level? And it takes a lot of things getting fixed from where they're at. And this is, again, beyond a little the QB conversation here, where there's a lot of things to clean up to get to that spot. Improved offensive line, improved tackling, improved schemes on both sides of the ball, more prepared to play on a weekly basis, bringing in a level of intensity on a weekly basis that doesn't come and go like the wind. Certainly something that you get from your Rams team on a weekly basis, putting their players in the right positions to succeed, something I see from your Rams on the offense and the defensive side of the ball consistently. So props to you guys for getting things turned into the right direction here along this. You guys have played it the right way. And I'll tell you this too, you never know along this. You never know. If that Rams team continues to win through this year, you always have a bit of a Donald in reserve there, where if you start winning enough, if you start getting back up to the top of this division, do you get Donald turned away with, hey, Aaron, you want to come play the last 6 games in the playoff run? It's in Donald's back of his mind to some degree. It is. And boy, what an addition that would be at the last minute if they were able to bring that into play. But yeah, you guys are now back from being from sellers to buyers in a week. What a difference a week can make along this. But thank you, man, for the $25 donation. Best of luck to your Rams team the rest of the year, except when you play us like next week. Hopefully we can do something then. Jay Frost, thank you for the $2 donation. 3 straight home losses says a lot, sadly. Yeah, we've officially lost our home field advantage. If there was a question about whether or not it's been kind of eking out the door, and I've heard some people say, no, it's super loud still in there, it's been lost. It's unfortunately been just a little bit lost here. It doesn't, it's just is what it is. You're not able to make these offenses uncomfortable. You're maybe not as loud as you once were. You just don't seem to have that same kind of home field threat advantage thing. I don't know what to make of it, but it is kind of the truth on it. And having 3 straight losses is certainly kind of a canary in the coal mine on that. I'm going to be putting a link here to the post game if you guys can stand it. I'll be doing a post game discussion here on the channel later, right after this show today. I'll be going right over to the Bleacher Report and doing a post-game show over there on that side of it. So if you guys want to see a quick wrap-up after this game, if you want me to break down a little bit of this game going through, I will be doing it over there on the Bleacher Report side of things. So I'll be bouncing on over there, but you do have to download the app. I've got the link pinned at the top of the chat. So you do have to download the Bleacher Report app, but if you download the app, you click the link, it will take you directly to the post-game discussion. I'll be going right over there as soon as this does wrap up today. So as soon as we wrap up this game, I'll be bouncing right over to that Bleacher Report. Please do join me over there, as I'd like to keep that gig going as much as possible this year, and you guys showing up over there and showing out helps me on that side of it. Thank you, Long Miss, for that $25 donation, and congrats to your team making it happen over there. Bills with another whatever. Thank you, Jay Frost, on the donation. Did D. Williams just have another drop? Yeah, boy, when it rains, it pours, literally. When it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. D. Williams with a fumbled punt return there. Thomas Cox, thank you for the $5 donation and all of your support today. I'm trying to get into Schneider thinking when it comes to Geno. I'm speaking out of frustration, especially since my son believes in Geno. Well, I think that Thomas, again, it's a discussion on 2 points. If you get the right supporting cast around Geno, can you go win a Super Bowl? You certainly can. Yeah, you certainly can, Thomas. Do I believe that the supporting cast is what's holding back, and the supporting cast all the way around down to the coaching staff here is what's holding this team back? I do. And I believed it's been that way the past couple of years, Thomas. And I've been consistent in saying that that's one of the reasons I was pushing so heavily for wanting a coaching change. I think if I was to estimate, and we're going to learn this answer to this question with Schneider after this season, but if I was to estimate with John Schneider, I would say that his reasoning comes into it that he has an outlook of it like I do, where I have the rest of this team where there's plenty of other stuff I have to clean up on this team that I've not gotten done. I've not handled on my side of it to put that in the right position. There's no way he looks at offensive line and says, yeah, I've done my job right to that point. I've gotten that prepped enough for my quarterback to have success. And so I think John looks at this a little bit the way I look at it, Thomas. Now, does the nature of the discussion change a little bit if Geno's looking to be paid insane amounts of money? Yeah, sure. This stuff doesn't just happen in a yes or no in broad-based terms. But I think that's kind of proof of that, is that he looks at it in the same kind of way. I feel you on the frustration, though, man. I hear you. I appreciate the discussion. I do. Deleted, thank you for the $2 donation. How much better would it be with Josh Allen over Geno? Well, Josh Allen's a difference maker, and certainly he would put up more today than 10 points on the board, I think, if he's in there versus Geno. Does he put up a significant more points than Geno? No. We might be talking maybe a touchdown, maybe another 3 points. And that's what you get in having one of the top 2 quarterbacks, and the difference in what he can bring to the table versus Geno. But I do think that when Josh Allen and Mahomes they're in that rarefied air, quite frankly, I think, where you could really, make a strong argument that those are by far your top 2 quarterbacks in the sport, and everybody else is in the next tier kind of below of any of the guys that, not everybody, but then you have your next tier below. And who's in that next tier and who isn't, I think that's where that stuff gets a little bit more debatable. But a little bit marginally better maybe today, but not by much more. I think Allen probably helps you with some of his scrambling on some of the pass protection breakdowns today at times. Thomas Cox with another $5 donation. I'm not out of hate when it comes to Geno. I've said it's Super Bowls ago. I don't care who it is. And I was trying to qualify that too, and not saying that I think that you're hating on this at all, Thomas. That was more of just, I will say it's not you that I put you in that camp, but it's just that I do see enough from the folks in the chat, and I've run around in doing laps on this conversation with enough folks in the Geno discussions, and the timing of when they come into the chat and when they don't come into the chat, of whether Geno has a good performance or whether he doesn't have a good performance. That's the people that I'm more speaking to. There's certainly been plenty of good, honest discussions that are had with just two camps that disagree. And I think our camp is more of just one that disagrees on this point more than it is there's a hate going on. It's just an outside, I think we have a disagreement on how much a great quarterback can help versus how much you're hindered by a lackluster supporting cast all across the board. I think that's more of what's at the heart of our personal disagreement here. But when I do get people in the chat, I do get the people in the chat that'll be there where he balls out, silence. He balls out, silence. He balls out, silence. And then you get a week 4 game and it's like, see, I told you guys also. See. And that's disingenuous stuff when people do that. And that certainly starts to be something I've learned. Same thing I've seen with DK, same thing with Russell. That's why I think doing the 6 years, you start to learn a little bit of patterns. And then you go, okay, I see the pattern here. I see what's really going on here. Paul Third, thank you for the $10 donation, Paul Third. Keep the faith, Brando. Going for chest surgery tomorrow to repair my pec. I completely tore off the left rib cage playing rugby. Really would have liked a dub today. Disappointing. That's what they call insult to injury right there, Paul. Because that's got to be brutal. You're sitting there and your pec's just hurting, and then you got to watch this as well. Your eyeballs are hurting watching this. I thank you for the $10 donation, and I do still have the faith. This was a season about letting it play out, seeing how it's going to go, seeing how it's going to, roll out a little bit, and letting it roll out in full before we make any kind of final determinations. See if it can get stronger as the year goes along. But still got the faith, my man. Still got the faith. You get better over there. Keep improving. Do all your little, do all the rehab stuff. Don't take any short turns on that, man. You pay the price long term at that. So do all of this, do all the rehab stuff, A to Z on that. Take care of yourself. And thank you, man, for the donation down there. My man out there in Australia holding it down. You guys, rugby, it's a rough sport, man. No pads. No pads. Long this, thank you for another $10 donation. Wasn't really about the Rams. Just don't live and die over a game or even a few. Being a fan can just be a pain unless you find good moments even in bad times. It's well said, Long this. Great thoughts on your part. And we'll go ahead and wrap up now, folks. No more if you can. I know I never say this, but we'll go ahead and wrap up the donations on this. I've got to go over to the Bleacher Report directly after the game. So no more donations here. I got to bounce it on over. And I can't spend a lot of time on this, folks, because I'm in agreement with them where after the game, I got to go right over there. So we'll keep our head over this on this Long this. Some of the problems of this don't just come down to this game or a collection of games this year. They come from the fact that we've been seeing it for a couple of years. Losing the game the same kind of way. Having the problems across the board, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, but across the board, the same issues plaguing us over and over again. So you could understand Long this, and thank you for the double dip donation, as to if you see something happen for a couple of years while you start to get to kind of the end of your patience with it when you hit this point. Doesn't mean that more patience isn't still called upon. It is. It's just that's where many of the fans are at, including myself at times on this, going, man, another game like this, another game where it's just in complete disarray. We can't do anything seemingly right. So it's just a bit of an outcropping of that. Noah Lansing, thank you for the $2 donation. Any O-line, safety, or linebacker prospects you like? Nolan, I haven't jumped a lot. No, I haven't jumped a lot into this. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit behind on doing the prospect scouting stuff this year. Part of that is that we just had a lack of interest during the season in the prospect stuff. So it just kind of told me I got to wait till the end of the year. I'm going to stay on just the football stuff because there wasn't really anything benefiting in learning about that stuff early on from people. They're not checked into the draft until really at that time. So I'll have to look a little bit deeper at that time. I think the offensive line and linebacker positions should be a little bit stronger than they've been in recent years. I don't have specifics on that, but in general terms. V-Ray finishing up with a $5 donation. Thank you for that, V-Ray, and all of your support today, guys. This is the last of the Pete Carroll draft class with Forsythe and Brown before Schneider took over. I think Schneider has done a good job so far. I still think these are good prospects. We got to get the development further along here, V-Ray, with them. And there are some guys I still have some questions. I'd love to see a little more impact from JSN. I'd love to see a little more impact from Witherspoon. Your 2 first-round picks from last year. They're a little bit quiet to me right now. Too many missed tackles coming up in recent weeks from Witherspoon to my eyes. But I think patience is really the key here in letting this thing play out and giving it time with one of the youngest football teams out there in the NFL. I'm going to go bounce over to the Bleacher Report. Please click in the chat link right here. I'm going directly over there right now to the Bleacher Report to do a post-game breakdown of this Seahawks loss. If you can stand to hear it, I'd love for you to come over there if you could. It would help me out hugely if you could pop over there and show your support over there just with the watches, as that will show them, hey, come back over. Let's bring this guy over. Let's keep him over as a common spot. So I'm bouncing over there. We'll be doing a post-game discussion here in just a bit. I thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of the donations and support. A tough loss for your Seahawks today. We'll see if they can bounce back against the Rams next week in a very important game. But until that time, please don't you ever forget, go Hawks.